All right, in there. Interesting. Let's see. All right, give me a second. I'm sending invites. Sending some. Let's see. Do that. Um, who else I can send this on to? I got a few more people. Let's do that. We can do that too. Uh, who else I can send this to? I think I got everybody. All right. It's gonna be interesting today. Interesting. How do we? How? She said I knew it. What you knew? Oh nah. You talking about me getting online? You already knew I was couldn't wait to get off work. And so this I find this too funny though. I find it so funny. I literally was saying I was about to do a live about this today, and I happened to go. It's so funny, man. Look, I got to work. Because you learn a lot. It may be, you know what? It said flu, huh? Yeah, I had that boy on two wheels, man. Had it on two wheels. And I also had to fly home so I could hurry and hit that treadmill and stuff. Because I got to make sure I do that during the week. Keep myself healthy, man. I'm about to be skinny on y'all, man. I'm about to be skinny, man. I'm not really skinny, but I'm going to drop like 20 pounds, though, before I start eating how I used to. 'Cause yeah, I gotta get on my healthy stuff. That's why I've been trying to focus on my sleep and all that. I'm playing around with all that stuff. Not playing around because I've been doing decent, but I know I could have did better, and I wasn't really focusing on like losing weight. But gotta do it. Gotta do it because shoot, health issues come. I invited a few people that was from that live in here. Uh, I actually unfriended some people too though. That's how serious it got, man. Because I ain't like how they was talking. A lot of people already know me and my stance and the way they was coming at me with the disrespect. I don't do that disrespect stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't compare me to something else because you don't understand me. I don't like that stuff. My whole thing about this topic is like, it's still a lot of us still playing that victim mentality. And what was happening in the other live, right? Is that they was a lot of people don't want to own up. Like if they feel like they a certain way, they gonna hurry and put it on you before anybody else voice it, right? So they kept, oops, what the freak I just do? Oops. But you know, so even with the argument, right? They kept telling me, and I love it. It's perfectly for this topic too. It's perfect. They kept telling me that I was hurt because I'm talking out of positivity because I'm not sounding like I'm hurt like them. That's some funny stuff to me. Like why we playing the reverse? I've never seen this do before. I'll let them up. But they played the reverse role because they knew I was going to throw that on them. And they really got hurt when I said that victim mentality thing. And people hate that joke. They hate it though. But if I'm talking out of positivity, where do hurt come from? I don't understand it. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. My thing is, even if neither one of us, okay, I can say we neither one of us might not have a solution, right? But the opposite, the difference is that I'm not the one crying about it. That's the thing. I'm not crying about it. I'm gonna do what I can so I can bypass this system that we get. I'm not about to keep crying about the same thing that been told to me since I was a little kid. Since I've been hearing the same exact thing. Like these talking points have never changed. So it's sad to me that the sad part is that I have to sit here act like I'm a victim just so I can relate or be the same as, you know what I'm saying? So I don't have to be a coon or whatever the freak it is. You know what I'm saying? I don't get this stuff. Like people want to throw names because they still in their feelings. That's why I be saying a lot of people really do have to heal. And them the ones that I bet money they still got. I bet you they got and I ain't want to get that far, but I bet you they got relationship problems too. Them are the same ones. Can't have victimhood. That's the thing. And people they not realizing that stuff. They not realizing it. And this junk just be wild. It just be wild to me. But like I said, I was like, I'm gonna let them because I already knew what I was getting into. I said that I already know y'all gonna jump me, but that's why I stood in the comments, right? Because I'm like, yeah, I like, dang, I know y'all about to tear me up because I got a whole different way of thinking. But like I said, unity would never work if we have this same type of mentality, though. We be dodging people that be actually helping us because we got our own little I don't know what this called it, but we got this. It's the teachers, man. It's the teachers and people not about to own up to it though. Because one day we're gonna open our eyes and realize that this war is not about just skin. It ain't skin. It's literally mindset. Because like I know this one dude. Okay, this one person. I want him to come in here too. I guess he hate when I say all skin folk ain't kin folk, right? But that's delusional thinking too. You know what I'm saying? Because that's like you putting your trust because somebody got the same exact skin as you. That's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like I know I've been getting into with my own kind all ever since I've been born. You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing against it, but it made me realize that the skin ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because they would. I was trying to say I gotta watch my words on here, but they would poke you in your back if they had the chance to. Everybody is not on the same ship as you for real. They not on the same road as you. Some people will really deceive you. They act like they for you. They not. And then the people we don't think is for us be for us but we bypass it because we look at how they look or where they came from. We get mad. We become hypocrites. We could tell somebody that you can do this, but we can do this, but y'all can't do this. All this, stuff like that. It be the dumbest. But I can't say that. I can't say that because, like, at the end of the day, my whole point of really being on here is to help people that's still trapped in this type of mentality because I'm trying to let people know that we can escape a lot of these situations. That's what we can do, man. Because a lot of this hatred, like I said, that's why the name of this title is freaking adding fire to fire. We never put out a fire by adding fire to fire. It just don't work like that. It don't. You know what I'm saying? Two people fight. What that's gonna do? You know what I'm saying? We fight, but it's gonna take one person to be humble. You know what I'm saying? I can understand, right? I can understand that why we got to be the one. So all this, but my thing is like we be acting like we saints. I don't know. I can get deep with that, but I don't want to put it that way though. But all of us got fought. Every last person got fought. But we keep trying to put it on everybody else but ourselves. You said you asked. Oh, most definitely, for sure. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. And I said I was too. So there's two two topics in a row that I knew that I was gonna get somewhere. But I'm about to find my type of people though. That's why I do this on purpose. I'm gonna find the people that actually this so-called heal because I find a lot of unhealed people. That's what I love doing too. So I don't have to because they don't got to be in my circle. I'm not. If y'all realize, I'm not looking for no friends on here. I'm not. I'm looking for people that's trying to find a way to escape, find a way to better their own lives. And what I mean about escape is this victim mentality. We got to get up out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's only so long we can keep playing this role. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing everything. I've been hearing people saying. I've been hearing the same talking point. I'm freaking 33 years old, right? Been hearing this since I was young. I can imagine it's probably some of the time. It probably was before me too. My thing is when somebody gonna do something about it, we're gonna keep crying about what we see in front of us. We're gonna keep on making excuses. So they put this right here. That's why we act like this. We always got excuses for what we do, right? But then we act like we know different. We are no different. And that's why I'm so glad I'm so glad I got this last name down here though. I got this last name down here because it's a trick question. I just want to see. It ain't the last one. Let me see. It's the second one. Do you believe the role reverses role? I want to see what everybody gonna say on that one too. But I'm gonna let y'all go though. I'm done. I'm done because I got so much in me right now. I'm glad. I'm glad I went in that live.
Now don't be a it just it amazes me when I go into spaces like that. And I mean I've been in that person's live before almost a year ago. We did not role playing, but it was similar to it. I enjoyed
Mhm.
myself. But it's funny how the same people that say unify, we need to be all one and things of that nature. We just need to unify and think on our own accord when it comes down
Right.
to our community. They are also the ones that are quick to call somebody else the C word. I don't like to use that either because it's no different than anybody else that's not as melanated as I am using that term.
Right.
And I'm going to say something else is going to bother some people.
Hey, it is what it is.
Being in the military broadened my perspective when it comes down to unification and being on one accord and being able to have integrity. That's the number one word that you learn in the military is integrity, right?
Hmm.
So it didn't matter when I went down range what the complexion of my skin is next to the person that was next to me. I
Hmm.
met some really great friends that never seen a person that was melanated a day in their life, that had high melanin a day in their life. If I
Hmm.
would have been so closed minded to meeting new people, I wouldn't have traveled in the places that I've traveled. I wouldn't have the friends that I have. We can all learn something from one another. But the problem is everything just seems so closed off to the point where it was like, well, we want to talk about what happened during slavery. But I was not in slavery. I'm not enslaved in 2023. I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what my ancestors went through. I can hear my mother went through Jim Crow. I can hear her story, but I cannot relate concerning being that person that could not drink.
Uh-oh.
I have to sit at what my mother went through because that's what she went through. I'm not going to take that away from her and say I'm going to stand on the biggest podium because that's her podium. We're living in a whole different time frame now. And we have other work to do. And if you don't know who self is, then obviously the hate is coming from within. It's not coming from other people. So
Hmm.
and I said, yeah, I live in a racist town. I've been called the N word several times. That's not a hate towards me. That's a hate towards them. You hate yourself that, or you ate, I'm sorry, can't say that. You ate yourself that much that you felt like you wanted to perpetuate that on me, and that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right. Yeah. Go ahead, Fly. I see my boy Moses is up in the building. What's the deal, man? I don't know what account this is. What the heck? Go ahead, Fly.
Nah, I was just listening to y'all. You know, I could tell, host, that you have been in a live and people got you like in a certain mood and stuff, but not like not in a bad way, but you know what I'm saying? Like, cause people do the same thing to me on here. And then like as far as like what I was just
Did he just
listening
change
to,
profile?
My fault. I had a phone call. My bad, bro.
I thought that was a different profile.
No,
Profile. I was about to
no,
crack up.
no. I mean, as of right now, I do have 3 pages, but I'm suspended on. Look, man, you know me, man. Come on, y'all know. Come on, man. I'm not gonna come in here and explain like I. Y'all know me. Y'all know.
Moses, the day
Y'all
that
know
I
me.
follow your page, Moses, was the same day they
Oh
took you
boy,
down, and I got
I
mad
can't
because I
keep
couldn't
up.
find you.
I'm sorry, Mama. Y'all know me. I be trying to act, but I'm sorry. Don't. Yeah, all I can say is I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not
I'm
your
sorry.
fault.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to be within. I'm trying as best as I can to be good, y'all. But TikTok, it got forever changing, vague community guidelines. It's hard to keep in
Right.
on that.
wow.
I apologize.
Wow.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, well, I mean, like, so I'm 40 years old. I'm a grown man for real. And I'm gonna keep it real, like, not even on no negative stuff, but society, like, we're headed to a point to where you're right. All skin folk ain't kin folk, and well, we can get along with everybody, and I heard all that, but at a point, humans are just very disrespectful. They're rude. They want to talk all day, which is cool, but at the end of the day. like, okay, so there's been racism for 500 years, right? When is it ever going to change? Right? And host, I get it. You're a real man. Like, of course, you're not a victim. You handle your business. Forget racism. Forget all that. Just handle your business, pay your bills, live your life. But racism is still never going to stop.
It's not. It's not. I'm fully
Yeah.
aware of that.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is basically like,
I'm not sure.
okay, so when black people complain all day, because I'm black, both my parents is black, I'm black, whatever, right? So when black people complain all day about racism, that's not the same as putting someone on a tree. That's not the same as putting the iron a yoke around somebody's neck. So I don't think we're doing the same thing they did to us. You get what I'm saying? And if roles were reversed, we probably would have done worse, or maybe we would have treated them nice. Who knows? But at the end of the day, like, everything that's written down by God is going to happen, and none of
Yeah.
us can avoid it.
Yeah.
So what we have to do basically is just live your life. So, like, if you want to go have fun, have fun. Do what you got to do, because people are not going to change. You cannot expect grown people to change. They're just not going to change. But everything that's written down in that book from God is going to happen.
Yeah. I believe it. Go ahead, Moses.
It's going to happen regardless. You get what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
at the end of the
Oh,
day, people will be grown and they're disrespectful and they rude and they want to talk all day. And I don't want to talk all day, but everything in that book is going to happen.
for
So
sure. For sure.
nation is gonna rise against nation, and there is gonna be war, and it's gonna get worse. So y'all better buckle up y'all seatbelts and get ready.
Flyman, can I say something?
Hold it real quick. I'm gonna
I
let
mean, you
Moses go.
said a
I'm gonna let
lot.
everybody.
Hold up.
Hold up,
I
Fly.
didn't say
Yeah, this ain't
nothing.
that topic.
I want to
So
say
I'm gonna let
something.
Moses go next. Then you can
Fly
go.
man, you just be capping on these folks pound on, bro.
Baby Goat, would you stop it? That's the homie. Baby Goat's the homie
Oh,
regardless. But
I'm like, what's going on? This
Oh, okay
this ain't it.
then.
Bro.
But I'm gonna let Moses talk, y'all. Y'all mute up.
Good evening, y'all. So I think it's important that we establish the distinction between an excuse and a legitimate reason. Black people are not complaining about racism as an excuse. We're identifying legitimate reasons, setbacks that have disabled us from accomplishing the things that we would like to
Hey,
accomplish.
bro, I agree. I
Hey,
agree. I agree. Yo, my uncle's a
wait,
billionaire and he's
yeah.
black,
Let
so I
everybody
would not
finish.
say that.
Let everybody
Yeah,
finish
let him
their
finish up
point.
real quick. Yeah,
Capping.
just let
He
him
just
finish
be
up.
capping, bro.
So, so to say that black people are complaining, I think is a mischaracterization of what black people are doing and have done in the past. What we're doing is identifying very real issues that are hindering us from not only being the people that we could be in terms of success. I think we got feedback in somebody's mic. Can everybody mute up for me? I'm
Yeah,
just
everybody mute up.
and I'll make sure I show the same respect to everybody else. Um, I think we have to make sure that we don't call black people or label black people as being victims because of a victimhood mentality. Because in order to be a victim, you have to be victimized by somebody. And in all actuality, every black person has been in one way or another. Based upon the laws of this country, but also the residual effects from slavery, Jim Crow South, redlining, et cetera, et cetera. So we're not claiming victimhood so much as we are identifying that we are victims based off of some very real things that we can see in society. How long does it take to destroy how long does it take to destroy a racial demographic of people? The answer
Uh,
is one generation, right? Redlining happened, which was a practice essentially where lines and districts were drawn out on a map that gave certain people the opportunity to take out loans and take advantage of benefits that other people couldn't. How many times does that need to happen in order for one demographic to get a head start on another? It only needs to happen once. Everything after that has affected our placement in society. And this is the same thing with every residual effect that has been passed down from slavery. So when the question is asked, how do you expect racism to end being racist to who you think it is racist? Black people cannot be racist. Can we be bigoted? Yes. Can we be prejudiced? Yes. Racist? No. Racism presupposes the ability to control a significant segment of the population economically, politically, and socially by imposing law, covenant, and restriction on their lives. Black people have never had a capacity to do that. So, when we think about words like lynching, that was a racist practice. Black people have never had the history of practicing that with white people. In fact, anything that we're talking about, whether it's economics, whether it's labor, whether it's education, whether it's housing, whether it's healthcare, any of these things, black people have never been in a position to actually impart this type of demonization and misappropriation of help, funds, aid, etc., onto white people. So I'm not necessarily sure we should be thinking about how we can stop white people from being racist. We know that won't be the case. And the best way to find that out is simply try to separate. But this is why I encourage black people. The first thing you want to do if you want to end racism is arm yourselves. The second thing is not necessarily have to go to war, because the scripture talks about that. The scripture says you will, at some point, he gave us an instruction to sell our garments in order to purchase something to protect ourselves. A sword, in fact, is what the scripture said. So once we do that, then we can take it upon ourselves to say, you know what, we don't want to be a part of this society, its laws, etc., anymore. At that point, let's see whether or not our oppressor will let us go. As we have seen in the past, that is not the case, which means that if we want racism to end, unfortunately for us, and really more so unfortunately for them, there will have to be a conflict of some sorts. We're already seeing this conflict unfold as of right now, right? We've like he said, nation wouldn't rise against nation. That's in the scripture, right? We see that happening now. Russia and Ukraine, Israel and Palestine. Now, of course, all of these things are happening and they're biblically prophesied, but it's based upon the understanding that God had a chosen people: Negroes, Hispanics, Native American, and Seminole Indians by their father's seed, right? Those people have been marginalized and degraded throughout time for a period as a punishment for us breaking those laws, statutes, and commandments that the Heavenly Father gave us, right? So we went into a captivity that he gave us, and that's a harsh punishment. But he also said we'll be redeemed out of that captivity, and the people that had us in this captivity will go into captivity, right? You see what I'm saying? So Revelation 13:10, it said, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and faith of the saints. The Israelite people are those saints. So like he said, those things are prophesied and they are going to happen. My focus is getting black people to understand that, number one, the clock is ticking. All right. So living a life of just do what you want to do, have fun, be who you are. I think we need to be a little bit more focused in that, in our purpose in life. And I'm saying that to say that I don't disagree. There are times where you should, even the scripture talks about us having festivals and happy times and, but it also talks about us making sure that we follow certain laws, statutes, and commandments. Yeah. So I think that's one thing that we need.
So I got
right. We have a moral law. We have a moral law, we have a civil law, a dietary law, a sacrificial law, and a ceremonial law. We have laws that this guy. I'm sorry, go ahead. You had a question. I apologize.
Yeah, I wish I had you here yesterday with the religion, because like I said, I realize there's 3 ways people read the Bible. But I think I read it a whole different way, right? I do it a whole different way, and I look at and I think you is right? I heard. I think from the talking points I can hear it, right?
Can I say something?
What's the deal? What's up? Go ahead.
Okay, so back to what Flyman was saying.
Oh no, we ain't about to go that far. I think you about to say something about him. All right, I'm gonna give you a second in a minute. I forgot about. Oh no, what I was about to say is,
you were saying that.
So the thing is, I was on because I got an Israelite at my job too, though. But it's just so many things. I had so many questions. I've always been a person that always asks millions of questions and stuff, though. And I noticed, and that's what made me kind of change my view on just reading the Bible for myself. That's why I became more spiritual. I realized let me just read it for myself, because I had an Israelite, then my mom was a Christian, right? So now I end up becoming more spiritual. I'm like in the middle part, right? So because I realized I'm like, everybody can interpret the Bible the way they want to or whatever. Who's to say who's right or wrong? We really don't know. But all we can do is what we feel or believe is right. You know what I'm saying?
We can verify in the scriptures based upon the scriptures. Right.
So the Bible.
So we can verify based upon the scripture who's right and who's wrong about those things. Yeah. Yes, the Bible is what we're referring to right now, ma'am.
Yeah. So for what I notice is like, okay, with I noticed okay with the Israelites, right? Like I said, it ain't no. I'm just saying from what I noticed. I'm not ain't no shot or nothing. But I noticed it's like a skin color war or something like that. And if you're chosen based off your skin and all that or whatever. But I also looked at different scriptures. That's why I be feeling like people be dodging different scriptures. So I'm not about to mention the John 3:16 because I know they love saying that ain't all and all that. I don't. Like I said, I've been back and forth all day. But
No, we're
what
not
about the one that say we not wrestling against flesh, we wrestling against spirit?
gonna race against
I
flesh and
feel
blood.
like we making it a flesh thing, and we, you know what I'm saying. So
Wait, hold on. Let's slow down. You said
go
that
ahead.
they were talking about skin color. It's not about skin color. It's about the flesh. And when they talk about the flesh, we're talking about a seed line and a lineage. It's not about your flesh. The scripture said that Ephraim is like a cake unturned. All right, Ephraim is the chief tribe of the northern kingdom. Right, your so-called Hispanics and Native Indians. Right, they're the chief tribe. Today, what the can we mute up for me, please, Mama? Miss Bambi, can we mute up for me?
Okay.
They're the chief tribe of the northern kingdom. They said it's like a cake not turned. In other words, what is a cake not turned? It's light on one side, it's dark on the other. When you see Puerto Ricans, they fit that description, right? So it has nothing to do with skin color. It has to do with your nationality according to your lineage and seed
Boy.
line. All right. I just want to make sure we clear that up before we. But go ahead.
And here go another. I ain't gonna lie, I went deep with a lot of Israelites. I be having deep questions though, but I don't want to get too far on that. Like I said, because I don't know. Like I said, I got different point of views, and like I said, I can respect everybody's point of view. Like I said, I really just want all of us to get along. That's all I want, no matter what our point of view, agree to disagree. But I was about to say, like, I always ask because I know we go off of you said about like blood type and all that stuff, blood and all that, right? Genetics,
So seed line and lineage. So it's
lineage.
the house of your father. You cannot water a seed line down.
Okay.
Okay, like people, this concept of being mixed is not a real concept. If you plant an orange seed, what happens when you try to mix, when you try to cross pollinate two seeds? What happens? The
Mm-hmm.
offspring of that seed cannot procreate, right? So in other words, the seed line dies,
Yeah.
right? If you plant an orange seed here, what grows up? An orange tree. And when I say here, I mean in the United States. Let's say Texas, for example, right? You take that
Yeah.
same seed and you plant it in London, you're still going to get an orange tree. Now, it may
Okay.
take on the characteristics of the soil that it was planted in, and this is where the mother comes into play, right? When they say
Mm-hmm.
you have your mother's genes, that's what they mean. They
Right.
mean you took characteristics from her as well. This is why we have different types of oranges. You might have a blood orange, you have a navel orange, you have a tangerine, etc., etc. But they're all a part of the orange family. But the
Mm-hmm.
Most High created everything to be separate, not together. Understood?
Uh,
This is
yeah, and
why.
I
This
believe
is
we were
why when you
separated to eventually come together too. That's a different. But
yeah, no,
okay, here go the biggest question I always ask the
okay,
Israelites, right?
okay.
So me myself, I believe all of us mixed by now. It's been thousands and thousands of years, and nobody mixed by now. But all we do is judge off our skin color, right? So I was gonna always ask what percentage. That's why I used to do a live on this all the time. It wasn't because of that, but I'm just saying, what percentage of blood do you have to have? I always ask that. Nobody never gave me a straight answer on that. What percentage of blood you have to be considered? I guess you could say Israelite. What
100%.
percentage of blood you have to have?
100%, because that's the only percentage of
So,
blood any one person can have. Remember, like I said, a seed line can't be watered down. Some people like to believe I'm half this and half that. You are what your father is. Why? Because the sperm is what matures into a life. That's not to say that the woman is not important in the maturation and
Oh shit, I had to
process.
laugh at that.
but
Let's let her speak because it seems like she wants to speak.
okay, well, I'm okay. We can talk about this. Like, I was about to ask this. Like, I do. Okay, I know you like challenges and stuff. So let me see your chart because if nobody have never showed me there was 100% anything. Because I still can't believe it. It's just me. I just can't believe nobody's 100% anything. I just can't see it. I really don't. But hey, you prove me wrong. I just want to see it though. I love it. But go ahead. I'm gonna let her because she's about to blow up. I'm about to let her go real quick, man.
Okay, so back to what Flyman was saying. He told us black people to buckle up because the Bible is unraveling right in front of our eyes, right? But Flyman, haven't y'all Christian been
Well, I'm
saying
gonna
that for the
mute up because
past?
we gonna let her just talk, man.
Haven't y'all been saying that for the past like 10, 15 years though? Y'all said that when my little brother was born, he's 12 years old now, and nothing happened.
Interrupting to say
Anytime a
that.
natural disaster is going on, why y'all always trying to make it seem like the world is ending? What is your obsession with trying to get the world to end?
Why is it that
Hmm?
there has to be
Is
an
she asking
exception?
me a question though? Can
I'm
I
confused
answer?
now.
Yeah,
So,
I was asking you a
so
question, Mr.
Bambi,
Flywheel.
Bambi, I'm not a Christian. I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah, and it is a bloodline. And the bloodline is by your father's sperm. And basically,
Oh,
we're the only people who had yokes of iron around our neck and had 400 years of slavery that matches the Bible. Black,
oh,
Native Americans, and Hispanics are the only people that match the curses of Deuteronomy 28:68 in the Bible. And God is taking his time, but we probably got like basically God is forever in eternity. So I mean, you got to have patience and faith as a saint. But if you don't believe, you just don't believe.
Yeah, everybody gonna believe it, man.
so
It is what
if
it
you
is.
are Israelite, why you not in Israel fighting right now?
Because the
Oh
scripture
my.
prophesied that.
Because the
I can
Gentiles and
prove
the
it.
fake people are over there. They're not
Right.
the real
That
All
people.
right,
was
so
prophesied. Wait, hold on, real quick. I mean, if you want to,
If
Bambi, we can
you
go.
if I
Bambi,
feel
Bambi,
like
real
the
quick.
black people who claim
Bambi,
they
Bambi, real quick.
Israelites, y'all should be
Ex-
the main one right now in
Wait,
Israelite trying
yeah,
to
yeah.
fight that
Do
politics
Right.
going
you
on.
do
Excuse me,
you
real
know
quick.
the
hold
history
on
of
real quick. I'm gonna
Israel
let
at
what you trying to
all?
say, Moses? You about to say something? What you about to say?
Trying to say what she's talking about, we can actually prove in scripture was prophesied. This was supposed to happen. We were taken out of our homeland as a consequence, or I'm sorry, as a byproduct, as one of the punishments of the captivity that we would undergo. We can show
Okay.
that in the scriptures as well. We haven't gone back over there because the Most High said that there's conflict and we will not return back over there until that conflict is completed.
All right.
Oh,
So
And the
okay, I
Most
feel
High's
that.
clock and the Most High's
but
clock does not
are
work
you
on.
guys
No,
And
see,
welcome
look,
here?
this
hold
was
on,
about to
wait,
happen
hold on.
though,
Like
because I
Let me
don't
do,
say
like
this.
us black
Let me
because
people
I
just
don't want to
need to
shift it all the way
be.
off to religion and stuff, but
let me just say this. And the Most High's clock does not work on your time.
right. But yeah, I feel like, and now you should invite her. I feel like, yeah, you could, I know you gonna probably get her on that stuff because you know deep in that
Oh
situation
yeah,
though.
no,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Okay,
baby,
back on your
But yeah,
topic.
I
Let
can
me try
follow
to
you right
answer
now,
what you was trying to ask us. How do you expect racism to end? Being racist to who you think is racist? Well, actually, I feel like the only racism will end is us black people stop getting on social media and complain and just give white people the same energy they give us. So if they call you an N word, use your hand, use your fist. Y'all just too nice. I feel like that's why racism is still so big. We too nice.
So even that sentiment is a sentiment that was prophesied in the scripture. Like the scripture said, I can't remember. I'm gonna find it, but it essentially said that the Most High
Sir, we stopped
is gonna
talking
pour
about
out his
religion and we
anger.
back on topic.
Okay, settle down. Like the Most High also said that He's going to pour out His Spirit on us in order to meet our oppressor in that conflict. So what you're talking about is already prophesied as well. This is why when you say that's biblical even in itself. He's going to use us to be in that conflict, but that doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen immediately. First of all, you have to have a nation of people that feel confident enough to go to war to begin with, or a nation of people that are going to be thrust into battle regardless. Those are the two ways conflict happens. Otherwise, you run. Black people don't have anywhere to run to. So what you're seeing now is the increase of that. But this happens at a slow pace. World War II happened how many years ago? Let's say, what, about 60, 70? Can we say 60 years? Let's say 60 plus years, maybe more.
70.
Maybe, well, I'm sorry, I'm tripping. 70 to 80 plus years, right?
Yeah.
Somebody
Happened a
said
while ago.
every time I scroll, black people are speaking about white God is coming. Girl, you're not lying.
Yeah, we
so
weren't.
what
The
else you
God of the
got to
Bible.
We
contribute? Because I
I
got
ain't
a
ain't
few
been
lying.
people.
talking
My
about
time is
Bambi,
white
the God
limited,
of the
people at
man.
Bible is
all.
not.
We
Nobody
ain't
in
been
here
talking
said
about
God.
white people.
Nobody in here said God was white, and the Bible and the God of the Bible is not white. He's black.
Yeah, don't fall
And
for the.
Okay,
That's
so
what they
you
and
want to
ain't
do. They
believe
want to
nobody
throw the.
black
They
talking
just
God.
want
about
to throw
white
y'all
people.
off. That's
The
all, man.
fact that she even believed that was hilarious.
Okay.
Okay, well, the Most High also says slaves obey your
Can,
masters
can
in the
we, man?
Bible.
You about to change the topic again? Let's just get stick on
This
the
a
topic, man. Because
Yeah,
horrible
let's go
This
back
one.
on
we was
topic.
talking about religion
that's a
yesterday. We
horrible
should have been
topic.
talking about that yesterday. But
I love this
what's
one. Now, she said that slaves obey their masters. Go ahead and finish the rest of that.
She
Yep,
don't
I
know
knew
it.
it.
She don't know it.
Yeah,
You said
And the
I don't know
etymology
it.
is
They never
no,
do.
you don't know the
Nah,
rest of it.
anything that's bullshit, I don't
I
care
know it's
to learn more
irrelevant.
about
So
it. To
why
be
bring
honest.
it up if you think it's bullshit? Why are you here to hound people that you think that you handle what they believe in? You think
Absolutely.
anybody
Because
here that's
y'all
black
Christian
believe
too.
that?
Y'all
But
tell people
who
y'all send
who
people
here?
to hell because they have
Nobody
different
told
beliefs
you.
than
Nobody
y'all.
said they was a Christian. Nobody
Exactly.
said that. You heard
So what
Who's
are
Bible.
you?
Christian? Who's
You
a
heard
Christian?
Bible. I'm not.
And Bible don't mean Christian. Everybody be thinking that.
No,
Exactly.
it don't. No, it don't.
Bible got about a bunch of other religions in there. He never told us that we have to be Christian. That's the funny thing.
Exactly.
Nobody ever said that. Right. Facts. Like
So what are y'all
you're
then?
I don't
It's,
have a
it's the
religion.
half,
I
the half
I actually
Bible
got a
thing.
bunch of scriptures, and I actually want to talk to because I know Moses is very powerful with his word. Because I would love go to do a verse by verse and stuff. Because like I said, I just want to bring different perspective. It ain't no argument or nothing. I just like to show a different perspective because I read the Bible a little different. It's just I read it out of order, and I see that's out of love, and I realize that we like it's weird. It's so much stuff, but I actually went like I said, I got Israel right at my job. I was trying to show him a different point of view. I actually got him on a few things, but he still went back to his ways though. So it is what it is. It ain't might be about me getting nobody, but it's just showing another perspective of because I think at the end of the day, if you look at all the stories, it was still some. It's just basically he wanted us to love one another. That was one of the main things out of the thing. From what I got out of it, you know what I'm saying. Even all the story, and they were all sinners he used.
Hey,
That's
you
what I
know
seen.
what though, host?
Wait,
You're a
when you
good
say he want us to
debater.
love
Hold
one
on,
another,
sorry,
what is he?
Moses. You're a
When
good
he's
debater, host. But Moses
okay.
in the Bible actually stuttered. He stuttered, so it's not really about your presentation. It's about just knowing the truth.
Hmm?
Because Moses in the
What a
Bible
big
stuttered,
bill.
right, Moses?
What does that mean?
He had a speech impediment.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
you
had a
threw
speech
me off. I'm like, when did?
But
I'm like,
he
Moses,
had
you
his
stutter?
brother
What the
spoke
heck? I'm
for
about to
him
really
though.
get you sight. I'm talking.
Somebody in the
I'm
comments saying
talking.
please again Z.
I'm
We
talking.
boom because of
Don't worry
them.
about the comments, sweetie. We're not worried about the
How you
comments.
feel the big bills? Right, she on
Because I
everything,
was
man.
gonna
This ain't
get
that
to
type of
going.
live, man. I'm a whole different type of live, man. I'm like
I
more on the
was gonna
positive
get to
stuff. I
going,
don't try to
baby.
preach on hate or nothing like that, or express your emotions and traumas and stuff. This ain't it. Uh,
Yeah, nah, but I was just saying it's not always about who's the most intelligent or the presentation. It's about the truth. And the truth really sucks and it hurts. And you're from a bloodline. It's a bloodline, and no one can run away
I
or
feel you.
hide
I feel you,
from
man.
their
I feel
bloodline.
you.
And it's not about color either, because a black woman actually created Esau.
Like I said, it's a spiritual war, and it actually says that
Hey,
too, man.
Moses, can you tell them how a black woman created Esau?
No, I'm about to do that on his profile. I'm gonna talk to him because me and him friends. I'm gonna talk to him. It's gonna be
Who's
fun though.
Moses?
Yeah.
The person
Go ahead,
Moses.
cause I see Bam probably done with stuff. You just tearing everything up but the topic. Go ahead, D the God.
All right, what's good, y'all? What's happening?
What up, my brother?
Yeah. So, I'm gonna say this real quick, and I'm saying it with love. Bambi, don't let the all of the corruption that you see from different organizations and different religions stop you from hearing truth. Stop you from connecting with people that believe different than you. If somebody believes something you don't believe, that don't mean that y'all can't be two individuals that work together to create something. Uh, and it's not healthy to press somebody about their beliefs because you're not gonna change their beliefs. Just like I'm not gonna change you thinking that the Bible is bullshit, and you got the right to think that, and I respect it, and I understand why you think that. You know
I
what
ain't
I'm
gonna say I
saying? But
respect. I ain't gonna say I respect it now.
you don't have to. I said
You
that
don't have
I
to respect
respect
it,
it.
We
but
mean
I
those who
understand.
want
I
it
said
can
is going to
understand. We
respect
can
no.
it. I'm
understand
aware.
No.
because
I
everybody gonna
respect.
be like that.
I'm aware. I'm
I
aware. I know, Mama.
respect it. I respect it. You don't have to respect it. I respect it because that's her perspective, and I also understand where it comes from. I don't have to tell her that I exactly what I think about where it comes from
Okay,
because
because that
that's
was
where
time
we
to
get
keep
back
dropping.
into the discourse. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is if you can get to the point to where you can just understand people for their culture and not for their beliefs, and also, ma'am, you don't want to tell us to go fight in Israel. Go learn the history of Israel. Israelites would not do that because of the history of Israel and because of the commandments and the decrees that have been given to them from what they believe. I'm just gonna leave that part right there. But look on the part of expecting races, on the part of being racist to racist, being ugly to ugly people, um, it's situation by situation for me. Uh, if I can just walk away and I know that it ain't no reason for me to turn up on them, then I'm not. But let me tell you something. We supposed to prepare for the war in our time of peace. The only way that we gonna have peace is if we come together collectively and stop fucking with everybody else and prepare for war. We gotta create our own culture and quit holding on to Americana culture that they done turned into. The originators done bastardized and allowed the corporations to turn into just a money scheme. We holding on to hip hop, and we need to just actually go back to learning, teaching our children about art and literature, about STEM, health and wellness, economic responsibility and fiscal literacy, skill building, self defense and self awareness, community and accountability. If we can get to the point where we're teaching children these type of things on a daily basis, they'll grow up to produce things that we need. That'll bring forth innovation. That'll bring forth community. That'll bring forth different things that we hadn't even thought of. But we're not doing that. We trying to make $1. Only way that we can go back to teach these children the things that we need is if we stop making everything about the dollar and making it more so about a sacrifice for the future.
Okay, your mama Saver's boyfriend, ex, I believe you. I actually have to agree with you. I honestly do think the only way us black people will overcome this racism shit is if we get together and take back what was taken away from us. We had a lot of shit. We was king and queens. We had our own black neighborhoods and stuff. If we stop going against each other and come together and fight the enemy, which is the white tees, I feel like we can overcome this.
It's crazy.
The enemy is ourselves.
Thank you.
Ourselves.
Somebody finally said it. Thank you.
The enemy is ourselves as a person, because we gotta defeat our own obstacles, and then create a community before somebody even recognize us as an enemy. They don't see us as an enemy. They see us as a potential threat that they continue to dampen our abilities through different ways, through co-opting us through different ways, psychologically and all other type of ways. We're not but right now, as an individual, our enemies are ourselves.
Okay, so you say the enemy is ourselves. I feel like there's a difference between black people and niggas. I feel like niggas are the enemies, and us black people, we fight.
Wow.
Okay, let's call them knuckle draggers. Let's call them low vibrant. Let's not, you know what I'm saying? But I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's not your enemy either. Because let me tell you why that's not your enemy. Because you worried about them is the problem.
I'm not worried about them. I just feel for them. I just feel sad.
If that's not you, if that's not who you akin to, you find your like-minded tribe.
We gotta
y'all
fight our mentality, because it's the mentality we got.
Yeah, like I'm not worried about the quote-unquote
niggas. A lot of black
niggas.
people still have slave mindset.
Because all black people.
Yeah. Americans have a slave mindset.
Because black people are still slaves.
Yeah. Not physically, but mentally.
I can't agree to that, man. I can't.
I can.
That's a mentality, though.
Mentally.
Ain't no.
Listen. When it comes to slavery, you can remove whip chains and shackles and still be enslaved in the mind. Once you have Once you have enslaved somebody psychologically and mentally and emotionally, there is no more need for chains and shackles. But we are still enslaved. You know that based upon the self-destructive practices that we illustrate. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's why I say, are you? Because you seem like you got a strong mind. You feel like you still feel like you a slave?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're still enslaved. As a matter of fact,
I be feeling like that's the reason. I think that's the whole point of my topic.
This country itself has literally still inside of its constitution has still not eradicated slavery from their constitution. The 13th Amendment. The 13th Amendment allows it still, based upon whether or not that individual is convicted of a crime. As we know, who is typically convicted of the most crime in the United States?
Black men.
Right. And black women. So, that being the case, we are still enslaved. There's only certain things that we can do. We don't have freedom of religion. If you don't believe me, tell the world, tell the Jewish people, the white people that are over there in Israel right now, and tell anybody else in the United States that you're a Jew. And watch how fast your information comes down. Watch how fast your video comes. There's people ask me, can everybody mute up real quick?
I was just about to
We
say
can
her
finish this
job be
later.
sounding horrible.
Yeah.
Like an ant or something.
Uh, people ask me, Moses, why don't you talk about Israelite stuff on TikTok? And I said, because TikTok kept bringing it down. Will I do it on a different platform like YouTube? Yeah, hopefully, and let's see if it happens there. And more than likely it will. The scripture said at a certain point in time, you will be criminalized for being who you are. And that's when their kingdom is about to fall. We see that happening now. Anywhere you look, all institutions in this United States are falling. All of them. The educational system, the government system, the financial system, the healthcare system. Every institution is falling. Scripture said a house cannot stand if it's divided against itself. Everywhere you look, you see division, right? Because that's prophesied. So as a people coming together, I kind of want to push back on both of you all, but at the same time agree with both of you all. I agree with both. We have enemies inside of us and outside of us. All right. But both of those enemies were springboarded into being our enemy by our oppressor. The black people that practice self-destructive behaviors. You can't name not one self-destructive behavior that black people practice that does not have a direct line drawn back to slavery. Whether it's drug use, whether it's fighting, whether it's unaliving somebody, anything that we practice that is self-destructive, we gained every black person in the United States has PTSD. Every one of us.
So
Whether
when do we start taking accountability then
And
for
can I
what we
say
doing?
something?
Okay, well,
Hold on
hold
real quick. You've been saying stuff all day, man. You've been rocking the whole room, but we're not even talking about a lot of this stuff.
on. To
I
have,
I
just want to
mean,
ask when we go,
we
because
on this
I
thing
hear
to
this a
talk,
lot.
right?
so to take accountability first, you have to actually you have to place responsibility on the driving factor for those things. All right. So let's parcel it out. All right. So let's say let's take something in particular that black people practice that's destructive to ourselves. Let's say gang culture, right? Well, why do gangs exist? Why did they come into existence?
Hmm?
Oh, is this for us
As a
to answer, or
protection for the
Protect the
to
yeah,
neighborhood.
I know
protect
it
the
was
to
neighborhood
answer.
and
protect.
Wait,
each
hold
other.
on. So
It was
before it was protect the neighborhood, it was
it was
because of
protect.
financial and economic disenfranchisement of males. That's
Yeah,
what happened,
Right.
right?
Okay.
This sparked off our women, and then they incentivized our women to kick us out of the house while also giving them that government assistance, which made it easier for them to make that decision. Black women made a poor decision back then, but they also made it based upon the prompt that our oppressor gave them. The same way
What
we
poor
made.
decisions did we make?
Bambi, hush for a minute, sweetheart. You talking a lot.
I'm asking a question. I
She
can
don't
ask a
know. She
question.
don't know what
Good
you're talking
Lord.
about with the housing and stuff. She don't know
I'm
what you
asking a
mean.
question.
She's
Okay,
asking because she
okay,
don't know what you mean by that.
I
She
understand.
wants you to break that part down.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah, I had enough. This ain't that type of live, man. I'm not
But
gonna
what you
keep
got,
on doing that.
but what you got to do is just be patient for your responses. That's what I'm saying.
You ain't got to worry about that. She gone.
So, oh, okay,
You
okay.
can talk in the comments. She got a lot of questions.
Yeah, too many questions. I don't have a problem with her asking them. It's just how she did it. You have to ask your questions in decorum. We wait for people to speak, and we come up, we mute our mics and everything. You can't just interject. But to answer your question, since she asked it, black women were incentivized in the 60s, 70s, and 80s to kick their men out of the house by their men being financially and economically disenfranchised. So you wonder why black men sell drugs and are on the street corners? That's a culture that was established many years ago. All right.
Welfare Act of '68.
Right, and the no man in the house rule that also took place. The government literally wrote a rule that said you cannot receive government assistance if you have the man in the house.
Yep.
It's easy to kick a man out of the house when you're incentivized to with government assistance and that man is not contributing the things that women are typically biologically hardwired to look for, which is a man's ability to provide. Okay? I'm not saying that black women made a poor decision on their own fruition. I'm saying that they made a poor decision based upon that prompt. Black men also made a poor decision though. Okay? We both made poor decisions. But what I'm saying is that we have to recognize where that poor decision came from. In all honesty, if you want to know that solution, the only solution to ending ending racism as it adheres to us being oppressed and them being the oppressor is we have to go to war. That's the only, because we've tried everything else. We watched our mothers, our fathers, our grandmothers, and our grandfathers sit at the table during the civil rights movement and try to
Don't
talk to
unmute again.
hold on, and try to talk to white people and reason with them about the things that we wanted. Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, all of it. We sat there and watched them do that. White people, and we realized every time that they said that they were going to concede and give us something that we want, the pat on the back came with a stab in the stomach. Every time, right? So in order to get us out of that situation, we have to recognize that there is going to come a time where we can no longer reason with insanity. Okay? And that's what white people have proven to be to us. They have not proven to be people that will be true to their word. We know that because they've broken every treaty that they've ever written. And we know that they do not want us to leave because we are the reason for their society in existence anyway. Who built this country? We did.
Black people,
Right. Right, we did. And
specifically men.
who maintains this country? Blacks and Hispanics. Right?
hmm
So the reason they don't want us to go is because that means that they would have to do shit by themselves. So they're going to fight to keep us here. What's the only way to get from underneath somebody's thumb or boot, so to speak, that wants to take your life if you leave? What's the only way to leave? Is to be willing to take their life.
hmm
That's the only way. We're not going to vote our way out of this. We're not going to financially educate ourselves out of this. All of those things will not work. They'll change the rules based upon how they want. Well, we need to learn financial independence. Let's just buy some land. Buying land don't mean shit. You buy land and then what? There is still a policy that the government has. I forgot the name of it, but essentially they can come in and take your land whenever they want to.
Eminent domain.
Thank you.
Eminent domain.
And that's when you fight. If you got a community,
domain means that they can still come and take your shit whenever they want to. So
Yep.
at the end of the
Commercial
day,
property.
you have to be willing. And how do they come and take it? They come and take it at the tip of a sword, right? Or what is called today your modern day gun, right? In order to stop them from doing that, you have to be willing to take life as well. You have to be, if you want to keep that. Imagine, just for a second, imagine a black boy steals something at a store. The police see him. He jumps in a car, and there's a police chase that goes on, right? And he drives all the way back to his neighborhood. And he gets to his neighborhood safely and jumps out the car. And then the moment he jumps out his car, every person on his street that's a black person comes out with an AR-15. And we all point them at the police. Now, ask yourself, in that situation, are the police arresting him that day?
Nope.
And why not?
Because
they
we
want to go
formed
home.
a form
Right,
of
because they
military.
know-
No,
because-
listen, they have a military and we don't have one, but God is gonna be our military.
Wait,
and
hold
Yeah.
on.
we're
I
gonna
want
be
you-
our
We
military.
can't wait on the wheels and all of that
Wait,
stuff,
stop.
lights in the sky, man. We can't
But
wait
you
on
know,
that.
it's more than one way
Wait.
to get
Fellas,
to a solution, right?
Hold on, fellas. Wait, hold on. Let's stick to the subject real quick. Let's stick to the topic real quick. I want you to follow my line of logic real quick. The reason that they're not going to arrest that boy is why?
Because they want to go home.
Right, because
They don't want to die.
Right, they know there's a potential for them to lose their lives. See, whoever said the pen is mightier than the sword has never seen the working end of a Soviet-made AK-47. It's mightier than the sword until the sword starts cutting. Then the pen don't mean nothing. So at the end of the and we learned that through the laws that were established in this country, right?
My brother, the pen is what puts things into motion. You can't just give people the weapons. You got to devise the plan. The pen is mightier than the sword because if you just give them all weapons.
That's not what the pen. The pen is law. The pen is law. That's what they mean by.
I mean, now we gonna just argue over how we see it at this point.
No.
But I guess the point that I'm making
brother, I'm
is
saying that the pen. I'm saying that's what the saying means. The saying literally means when they say the pen is mightier than the sword, they're talking about law.
I understand. I understand what the saying is, but what I'm saying is you're saying the gun is mightier than the pen. I just don't agree with that, period, because there was a plan to create that gun and started with a pen.
No, it wasn't. You did not.
It wasn't. They didn't write down their plans first. They just went at it. Okay.
You don't need to write down a plan to manufacture something. No, you don't need
Need to write down a plan to organize people and bring
no,
people
but that's
together and
but we're
teach
talking
people how to use those weapons properly
you're
and
talking
how and
about
what to do.
you're talking about training. We're talking about the invention of the gun itself.
Yeah,
The
no, we
invention of the
not. We talking
no,
about the pen and the sword. No,
no,
we
that's not
not.
listen to what I'm saying, brother. Listen to what I'm saying. The pen is not mightier
I
than the
heard
sword.
you. I heard everything you said, brother. I'm telling you, I don't want to argue over the fact that the pen is mightier than the sword. I said that's what would happen. What I am saying is it takes the plan. Yes,
No,
we need the gun, but it takes the plan. Do you
Pew pew
understand what I'm
pew pew
saying?
pew pew,
We
man.
Yeah, the pew pew, but it takes the plan. It takes the organization. It takes the people. It takes the numbers. It takes the signals. It takes all of it to line up.
that's
We
not
got to plan and prepare now, and then we will have the land. Then we will have the defense. You know what
no,
I'm saying? Like
no, that's
so
what
we
I'm saying.
don't got to do that.
No, that's what I'm
We
saying.
don't got to do that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying I disagree. You can sit there. Hold on.
So
Damn.
we gonna fight by ourselves, just wild and free. I
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah,
Can I interject real quick?
yeah, that's one
Turn
of the
to
most effective. That's one of the most effective fighting strategies. Do you understand that there's a reason we lost the Afghanistan war? It's because we went over there and there was no control there. Have you ever fought an enemy
Exactly.
that's unpredictable and that doesn't have control? That doesn't have a plan? Have you ever seen an enemy that you fought like that? It's damn near impossible to beat them. How do you beat
But
somebody that's
they were still
no,
organized.
they
What I'm
weren't.
saying, okay,
No,
so
they were
Micah
not.
X, no, they were organized as in they were together, dude. This is what I'm saying. I said, so you want us to just fight alone, wild and free? I got a better example for you. What about Micah X in
What about Micah
Dallas? He
X?
was by himself, and he took out some, but he went down
You said who now?
because he was fighting for freedom and he had a manifesto and all of this stuff. I'm just
And
talking
you,
about people that
You
choose
said
to
yeah.
who
just
now?
go
And
do.
what I'm saying,
I'm
yeah, and what
talking
I'm
about
saying, and
people
what
that
I'm
choose
saying,
to go fight for the cause by themselves. What you saying? If you got somebody that's on the edge right now listening, which they probably not, and I pray to God they not. What you saying is dangerous. You do need a plan. You do need to organize. You do need people. You need people also not to just be people together. They need to understand each other's perspectives. They need to understand each other's backgrounds and where they come from. They also need to know how to hold that thing. They also need to be strong enough to hold that thing and let it go off and have their hands be callous enough so they don't get hot and they drop the weapon.
talking
You
about,
do need the plan. You
you're
need the
talking about,
You talking
organization.
about
You need it
training?
on
Can I
paper.
interject real quick?
Yes, training, organization, people.
not what we're talking
Yes,
about right now.
That
skill
doesn't
building.
require
Yes,
the pen though.
Right. That doesn't
that
require.
does require the pen. Where's the plan
all right.
coming from? You
Well, at the
gotta
end of
write
the
it
day, it's about to be
down.
agree to disagree
From the
because we
It
about to
mouth.
talk about
requires
this
the
whole lot
pen.
of.
You gotta
All right,
write the plan down.
you
But
win,
no.
he win, both of y'all win. Hey, it is what it is, man. Because we ain't getting nowhere. We just going in circles.
I'm just
Right.
saying
Pen and
Can
if
I
we talking
interject on
about
this particular conversation real quick?
hold on. I
now,
just
I didn't
wanted
even
to
want to
put
talk
this.
about this really because this not even part of the topic. We all the way off. I'm just letting them
I'm
rock
just
out for a
saying,
little bit.
me personally,
But
I have only one opinion on that part. I would just say that the pen it wouldn't be no pen if it wasn't for the sword to back it up. I'm just saying. But um we still on the what's it called topic, right?
yeah. Actually, I wanted to throw one thing because we got all the way off. I don't know what happened, but I was going to say, I did want to say because I was hearing what you were saying, Moses. But I feel like it's more than one way. You made it seem like it's only one route to get a solution, right? And I can use for example that I know it ain't more than I mean not it's not just one route because it sounds like you more on like a Malcolm X type way or something like
Tell me
that.
this. Tell me this. What name out of the routes that you can name? Which one have we not tried? Tell me the ones that we have not tried.
We haven't I really don't know, but I'm just saying in general I believe there's multiple ways to get to any solution. I don't think it's just one way to get to anything.
Yeah, see, that's not what I
Yeah.
believe in. And even when it comes to salvation, there's only one way to get there, and that's through Yahweh Shai, that's through Christ. You know what I'm saying? There's only one way to
Facts.
get to
I
that.
feel you on that
So,
though.
so I'm saying we
But
can
I was about to
believe
say
that
I was just mentioning between like Martin Luther King way and you got Malcolm X way. You see
and
who
who
way worked, right?
nah,
We tried both.
we
We
did.
tried
Well,
the
here's
well
the
we
thing.
tried.
Okay.
We
Hold up.
tried it,
Yeah, I was
but
gonna
who
say
name on the
Moses.
calendar right now?
I would say it like this. We tried peace. What happened?
Who
We got taken
we got
advantage of.
somewhere?
We tried
We
building
got somewhere.
here.
What you mean?
we
No,
get?
no, no, we didn't.
What did we get?
What we get?
Nah, you
What did Malcolm
plan for
X
war
do?
in your time of peace, man. Like the
We
war is
tried
gonna happen.
separating. What happened
That
with
is
that? Where
where
did we go? We didn't
that
have nowhere to go,
that
Hold
right?
on, brother.
that is where that
No,
the
y'all.
war is
Y'all,
where it happens.
hold on real quick.
That
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, Moses, go ahead, because I can hear you.
Well, no, I mean, I thought you were talking to the host. That's why I'm you know, it's
Oh,
voice is too much. That's what I'm saying. Go
oh,
ahead.
okay. Well, yeah, I was just saying when it comes down to it, I believe that we've exhausted options, and I understand you're trying certain ways to do things, but when it comes down to it, the only one we haven't tried is that eye for an eye. That's really what it is. We haven't tried that.
What?
Yeah, we haven't. Think of
All
it.
right.
When have we, at a large scale, actually
I thought we had a
done
world
that?
war before or something like that, or
World War
something
was
like
not
that.
about us.
I
It
don't know,
wasn't. It
but
wasn't
World
about
War
us.
was not
so what we expected then? What
If
type
you're
of
talking
war we
about the
talk about
civil, if
since
you're
we
talking
said
about the
we
Civil
ever did that
War,
before?
I mean, if you're talking
bloodshed.
about
We're
Civil War,
talking
the
about
Civil War was
massive
over us.
bloodshed. We're talking about give us our freedom, or somebody's going to die. Be it you or be it us. Somebody's going to die. We have not done that in mass yet. We have not, as a nation of people. When I say nation, I mean a lineage, a group of a racial demographic of people. We have not all decided it's time to go to war yet. That's the one thing that we haven't done.
Yep, we tried
okay, that's
separating.
what you want.
Remember,
How
we
do you
can't go
get there?
nowhere. We can't go nowhere. We tried peace. You see how that shit happened. We tried building here.
We
You see
tried
what happened
negotiation.
there.
We tried
hmm
negotiation. There's so much.
Okay, since that's what y'all think that need to happen, tell me
It's not that I
how
think
do
that
you
it need
get
to
there
happen. It's
without?
going to happen, whether we like
Oh,
it or not.
okay, but no,
Hey,
that's
it is what it is.
you
So
arguing on
we'll
that
see it
point
when we
of.
see it, man. Because all of us been talking for years and years, and I haven't seen anything. So it is what it is, man. That ain't my route, but shoot, who said who route is better? We just
So we
don't
not
know.
so we
Everybody
don't
Hey,
think
I
they
ain't
compare our
route
saying no
better,
babies.
route is
but
better either.
huh? You
So we
said
don't
say that
compare
again.
I
our
mean,
babies to living
Say
living
it
in that
again.
world. We
Hold
just
on
I
real
said
quick. I
I ain't
can't, man. What did you say?
who me or who
Yes,
me and
you.
him.
Yes,
Oh,
you.
I said I ain't saying no route is better either. I'm just saying that
Oh,
this is just what's gonna happen. Remember, people get tired of shit. People get tired of shit. I mean, we
I
as a
feel you. I
people,
can hear it. I can hear
we've
it
tried
too. I hear it.
everything. We've tried everything with brute force. We have.
I feel it.
You know how nice we are. Even on individual cases, there are people that have been,
I would
done
never
dirty
agree that
by
we
them.
nice. The way
Yeah,
we treat one another, I would never agree
well,
with
no,
that.
I'm
I
talking about
don't.
There
like
is an
We be
I'm
acting like
not
we
acronym.
trying. I'm
saints in
not
this
talking
boy.
about
He
Kev. I'm not talking about to
nice to
each
our
other.
oppressor.
Yeah, I'm talking about like to get away from it. We've even forgiven them for things.
There's an avenue we haven't explored.
That y'all really don't have no evidence on that because it would have to start from home first. I don't get it. It's like y'all not. It's weird. Y'all really
Where's
think we
home?
saints or something? Like how we? Okay, if we don't even treat one another right, how will we treat our so-called suppressors right? That don't make sense.
What do you mean?
My thing. My thing is, I don't get how we don't see this though. So you said we've been treating them right, or whatever supposed to be treating them right, or something like that. I don't know.
I
No,
ain't saying nothing like that.
he's saying that we've attempted the route of forgiving them and moving on. We've attempted that route. That's what
Okay,
he's
I
saying,
get.
Yeah,
Okay, you
Mark.
talking about
Yeah,
that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and
I
that
ain't
has
saying
not
like.
and that has not led to our liberation and freedom.
But
Mm.
I see ain't
The
nobody
evolution of
answering. Like
liberation.
since that's the solution, that's the only solution you see. Nobody's answering. How do you get to that point then? How do you organize people to do that? And like, do you just keep saying it and hope it happens? Like these are not. That's not a real talking point because you're not about to grab a bunch of people and put stuff in their hands and say let's go.
Yeah,
So
but
I
Yeah,
that's
don't
he
not
was
a
agree
never
with
a
real
talking
anybody
point.
talking like that if they not about to get out there and do
Okay,
it.
all right, hold on,
So
listen.
stop saying that because you're not about to get out
We're
there.
not gonna stop saying that. I'm gonna tell
You're
you
not
why.
about to
Yeah,
get
I'm
out
not.
there though.
You don't
I'm
You're
need
not
not.
about to
Well,
get
I'm gonna
out
say
there.
that some people might do it though, but if it work, it work.
But
You know what I'm
why?
saying?
Why would
But
somebody that's not gonna get
but
out there try to lead somebody to do that?
I don't know.
Wait,
People gonna
hold on,
do
hold
them.
on.
That
Everybody, a lot
that
of
that
people
don't
got their
make
own
no
mind made
goddamn
up. All
sense
of
to
us got
me.
Hold
different
on,
ways of thinking though,
hold on.
so
Can you
that's
let
just what
But
it
Moses
you're not
is.
speak?
gonna get out there.
Hold on. Can you let
You're
Moses
saying
speak?
that we
Cause
won't
You'll
get
never
out there,
know.
but wait, hold up. You're saying that we won't get out there, but at the same time, you just brought up a man that did in
No,
Michael
I
X.
said you. I didn't
We
say
ain't
I
talking about what
won't.
we're saying.
Because I
You
keep
don't even.
asking you, how do you get them out there then? Because you're
yeah,
not
can you
answering
stop
that. You're only
yelling?
saying to fight.
Calm down.
You
Hey,
only
D man, you
saying
getting
because
Can I
you
retort?
telling people to
Can
fight
I
when this is the
respond? Can I
time to
Hold
respond,
up.
prepare.
please, bro? Can I respond, please, bro?
Go ahead.
God
God
damn.
damn.
We can't, man. We gotta just hear
Can
each
I
other out,
respond,
man.
please, bro? You don't know me. You don't know what I'll do. And I don't know you. I don't know what you'll do. How you gonna tell me what I will and will not do?
Yeah.
You don't know if I wake up
Because,
tomorrow morning and decide, you know what, it's time to take out a police officer and do so. You don't know that. You don't
Yeah,
know
we
me at
don't
all,
know.
bro.
and I hope
But
that you don't, because that will
No, no, no,
be
no,
a
no, 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 no. Hold on, hold
wasted
on. Wait, hold on, hold on, wait, hold on.
sacrifice.
Hey,
A
hold up,
wasted sacrifice.
hold up,
To
hold up.
do that for one, to
I'm pretty
wake up
sure
and
he
do
don't
that,
have a
how that's
plan.
not getting
It's
you
multiple
nowhere.
ways to get somewhere though. Everybody, we can't
That's
tell
not getting
somebody that
nobody
somebody's plan not gonna
nowhere.
work.
That's not getting nobody nowhere. Unless you think you're gonna be the spark for
I
the
mean, it
next
could work.
wave, but if
It
you
could
don't got
work.
no manifesto written down and the
Why do
It,
you
following,
need to
you ain't
have a
gonna be nothing.
manifesto? Why do you
yeah,
need to
but
have
you
a
don't know.
manifesto?
We
See,
can't
hey,
down somebody else's
hey, Kev,
views. We
No,
can't do
I'm
that.
not
Kev,
down in nobody's views.
Kev,
Yeah,
do
so
What
you
if
I'm
that's what
know?
he
saying
feel, he
is
gonna figure a way. Shoot,
somebody
Moses is a
saying
smart person,
fight,
so
but
if he can make it happen, he'll make it happen.
I'm not talking about being smart. I'm talking about
Nah.
saying that only thing that we could do is stand up and fight, but you not fighting. You
Well,
telling
I'm
other
pretty
people
Kev,
to
sure
how
he
do you
fight,
probably
but
get
you
people
not
together to do it.
organizing to fight.
how do you
But
know
you
that?
telling
You don't
people
know
I'm
to
about
that.
to say you
fight.
don't know.
But
Why
You
you
don't
don't
open up
know
know.
your
him.
mouth to organize to say
But you
fight and
don't
you
know
ain't
him though.
organizing the fight?
Do you know him personally?
You
Do
don't
you know
know.
him?
You really don't know. I'm about to say you don't know what people got planned. It's people that's actually doing it. Just like
So,
people don't got
so is
faith
that why my
in
question
my
not
route
getting
either.
answered? Because there's
People,
actually a real reason. There's a
There's
real
no real
reason why
answer
my
to that.
question not getting
I
answered. And
mean, what don't make
how do
sense
you
to
make
you
that
can make
happen?
sense to somebody else. That's I'm a firm believer that all you got to realize. All of us think different ways, and we just got to respect it. All of us literally think about different ways. We all trying to find the truth. We all trying to escape something. We all doing the exact same thing. So if that's how he feel, that's how he feel. That's why I say I let everybody feel how they feel. You know what I'm saying? That's just, it is what it is. But who's
I'm
to
not
say
trying to
whose
change
route
how
is
you
better?
feel. I
That's
just
my
don't like
thing.
it.
We can't say whose route is better or not. It's just we got to. It is what it is. You know, you not like that. And he know you not. He not like you. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Your
it is
question
what
not
it
getting
is.
your question not getting answered because you won't let nobody answer it.
Exactly. Like
Okay, go
he's
ahead and answer,
screaming over
please,
everybody.
because I want to know how you gonna get
Can I
people to that
actually
point?
say
Because you just
something
saying
before you
fight.
guys go forward?
Go ahead, Dante, real quick. I know you've been trying to wait for a minute though,
All
and then I'm
right.
gonna let Moses go.
First thing I want to ask is the people that are arguing, do you guys know the difference between an insurrection and a revolution?
Go ahead. You setting up a
The,
question,
the,
so go
Yeah,
the
ahead and
yeah,
say what
yeah.
you're
difference
Go
gonna
ahead.
say.
is the difference is perspective.
Hmm.
Oh,
You
Hey,
understand that,
educate
right?
me on that. I don't know what that.
Okay, all right, go. I'm listening.
All right, an insurrection is a group of people who want to change what's going on in their environment, and they're doing it by any means necessary. A
Okay.
revolution is a historical document of that insurrection become manifesting itself to become that change.
Hmm.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so here's what I'm saying. You say the pen is mightier than the sword. In actuality, without the sword, there would be no pen.
that's what we're saying. Well, that's what I was saying. That's what I
I'm
said.
not. I said long ago that I don't want to argue about which one is greater. What I'm saying is you still have to use the pen because you still have to organize. That's what I'm saying.
The
Because you
pen is a
can't just say, well, we're
supplement
going
to
to go
the
out there
sword.
and fight. What's going to happen to your women and children when you go out
Oh,
there and fight?
I think I get you. So y'all both on two different talking points. That's what it is. He talking about where it originated at, and you talking about how to strategize, basically.
Well, say this.
Basically,
I
because
mean,
like just like we said,
a
we got
coup,
to use the
a,
system, right? We do got to use
a,
the system to beat the system, right?
right? But the system is
Because
only
things
put in
different.
place after the insurrection occurs. After the revolution
No,
occurs,
no. The
is
answer
when
is
the
no. We
pen
don't.
takes place.
No, we don't have to use the system to beat the system. No, we don't.
I've been hearing that talking point for a long time. So tell
And
me
I
what's
think
the
that's where people got different views of opinion.
wait?
And I think that
Okay,
we
I want to
need
see what
people
he
that
say
don't
about that.
believe
So
that.
why you
What
say you
happens
don't have to use
because
the
Using the
system?
system
Because
to
I feel
beat the
like
system.
humans supposed to adapt to all their environment and stuff. I just feel like we just adapters though. But let me see. I want to see how you say we gonna override that.
right.
I mean, it can
Another
work still.
problem
Whatever you're
is
talking about.
there is
Go ahead,
another
Moses.
way.
I'm gonna let Moses go. I just want to see why he disagree with that.
Y'all go ahead. Go ahead. I'll follow up afterwards.
The
Oh,
thing I'm
I was
saying
just
is
trying to see
you
you
said
saying
that there
about
wasn't.
the system against the system. You say you don't agree with that.
there wasn't a way to fight against the system other than violence. There is a way, but that takes, like the gentleman was saying earlier, it takes us as a people to organize. If you choke the money off, understand that the African American community is one of the greatest financial institutions for this country. And if you choke the money off, you got to change the strategy. They have to change the strategy.
And they'll simply change the currency, and then we'll be in the same position again.
Yeah.
They've
That's
shown.
Hey, look, I'm gonna give y'all a
When do you
warning real
think the
quick. I mean, not a
I
warning, but I'm
agree.
gonna give y'all a
When do we
heads up
think the
though. We
excuse
gonna
me.
talk about this for 10 minutes. I'm changing. I'm going right to the topic after this. 'Cause my time's so limited. I gotta go to bed at 9. So yeah, I got 10 minutes to talk about this. Whatever. I am trying to just learn. See, I'm trying to hear y'all. That's all.
We've seen this happen. We've seen this happen within our lifetime, at least a span of 3 times. We went from the bartering system, which was trading goods and services for other goods and services, to actual gold and silver, to actual paper money, to actual. We went to check. We went to credit. And then now we're on to virtual currency. They're going to continue to do that. No, there is no such thing as a financial.
What the?
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah,
Y'all,
he
let
got
me
dropped.
just say this real quick. Y'all, for everybody in the comment section, anybody that comes up in the live, there's a live etiquette, okay? When you get into the box, man, mute your mic. These things shouldn't have to be said. I'm just,
Great.
like at a certain point, y'all, we got to start being conscious of how we facilitate ourselves in conversation. One of the things that the scripture says, let everything be done decently in order, and never interrupt 2 men in the midst of their talk. There's a reason for that, because we'll never get to a consensus on what we're actually trying to discuss. But anyway, back to that. We don't have to be a part of, I used to hear my grandfather say that, well, you got to be a part of the system to change it. You got to get inside and change it. No. Literally in the scriptures, there was a passage that talked about how the Israelites walked around the outside of Jericho and made the entire nation fall just by walking outside of it. That didn't mean that they had to go inside. That's representative of, you do not have to be a part of an evil system in order to change it into good. What makes anybody think that you can become a part of a system that is stronger than any one individual, and the system will allow you to change it to your liking anyway? Have we ever been successful doing that? And have people tried? I'm asking those 2 questions. Have we ever been successful doing that, and have people tried? And the answer to both of those is yes. I'm sorry, the answer to the first is no, we've never been successful. And the answer to the second is yes, we've tried. The thing we have not tried yet is fighting eye for an eye. Being a part of a system, we can have all the financial literacy we want. It wouldn't matter. They change the rules based upon what
I
fits
think I
them.
get you. That makes sense. I get you though. Yeah,
I
because
was
of
You see
just
course
what I'm
gonna
saying?
say
they always gonna be like 10 steps ahead all the time.
yeah,
It's
think
like
of
it's
it.
my
They
system. What do you
made the
expect?
system. Yeah, they
Yeah.
made
And
the
that's
system.
because
So
of what I
even if we
described, and
use
that's
it,
because of what I
yeah,
explained there, outlined previously, which is, how long does it take to destroy a demographic of people? It takes 1 generation.
yep.
That generation is long since passed. They're already ahead. So whatever the next move is that they're going to make, they're ahead of us in terms of their planning. The thing they're not ahead of us in, which they've never been ahead of us in, this is what Most High keeps telling us and showing us, is their ability to fight.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at
Think of it.
the things that we're better than them at, what's one thing that black people are clearly better than everybody else in this world at? What's one thing?
Basketball.
Okay, so you want to call it athletics? No, no, no,
Yeah, I was
no.
gonna
Not
say
just
Dancing.
no, no.
physicality.
Hold
Oh,
on. That's right,
I
right.
thought I was getting
Yeah,
somewhere, huh?
exactly. Let's go ahead and give the overarching structure to basketball. It's physicality, like he said, right? All of the major boxing champions are what?
Black runners.
All of the
Black.
black runners,
But them
right?
UFC people, boy, them
Let's
Russians
just
ain't playing. I ain't gonna even lie.
Yep.
I talked to my boy about that.
I was gonna say lacrosse. The
and
best
even in that
lacrosse
sport,
players.
all you're
Black.
seeing right now is, and what you're seeing right now, and what you're seeing right, and what you're seeing right now is black champions even in that sport come up.
It is. It is.
That's what you're seeing right now happen. We just didn't migrate into that sport. We just didn't migrate into that sport as fast. If we wanted to be swimmers, we'll kick their ass in that too. So Most High has been telling us this whole time, the one thing that you haven't tried because you're afraid is to go to war. You could easily beat them. And also, when you present, and so let me go back. Let me back on the the conversation that was unifying and all
But
of that. You don't have to sign.
I got so
I'm
much
sorry.
pushback.
You don't have to write down a plan or none of that. A war can be had. A people can unify over one act. How many bullets need to be fired in order for us to win a war? The answer is one. We don't even have to be armed, because once I take a life and that person of a person that was armed, what can I do with their weaponry? I could take it. Now we have two, so on and so forth. That can be the case as well. And this doesn't take organizing and planning. As a matter of fact, a unified, organized front, my coach used to say is no team that presses likes to be pressed. Right? If your team, no team likes being done, no team likes being done to them what they've done to us. No team likes that. It's hard for teams.
Sir, how do you go to war with no plan? I want to know that. How do you do that? You keep saying that. That makes zero sense. That sounds like you just lining up to get knocked down. No plan. So you think that people win? Let's go with Tom Brady. You think Tom Brady, because he's so great and he's so good at what he do, he just go with no plan. He don't study. He don't do nothing.
I can answer that question. Being prior military, the United States don't know what the fuck they doing. First of all, that's why
So
other
that'll make
countries
us more
say we're the
prepared, right?
greatest. No, the reason why I say that, because the other countries say, "Oh, we're the greatest military because we make money."
What the?
So much money. And then when
You breaking
wartime or
up.
whatever, we just go in blind
You
doing
breaking
it.
up, bro.
There, you got one bar, my brother. I'm about to get on top of that Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So once again, you don't have to have a plan. You don't have to have a plan to act.
Tell me how to
Yeah, you
win
really
a
don't.
war
Oh
with
What I
man,
no
just
I
said.
really,
plan.
dog, I can't agree with that.
Hold up.
That's
With
like
no
trying to.
plan, how do you win?
I,
Why do you want to just
reason why I
disagree on
can't.
that point, sir? Come on,
I
man.
can't agree
Game
with it
plan, no
because
game
Okay,
plan.
that's like
hold on.
somebody trying to fight off their anger, right? That's like boxing, trying to fight a boxer that got skills and stuff. Just because you angry, you think you gonna win. That's crazy. I can't take that. We actually
Have you
need a
seen that?
strategy or a plan
Has
to
that
get to
Okay, so
anywhere.
here's the
has that
thing,
So,
though.
happened?
We
Has
can't
that
go
Have you
off our
happened?
seen Mike
emotions.
Tyson
Has that
fight?
happened before? Has that happened
No,
before?
but people are smarter now. We can't do that now. It's
Does
not the same
anybody?
as back
Wait,
then.
hold up. Wait, let's. Bro, can you just pause for a minute? God damn. What did Mike Tyson say about a fight plan?
Everybody got a plan
Everybody
till they get
has
punched
one
in the
until they
mouth.
get punched in the mouth.
Exactly. In other words, a
Mike
plan
Tyson
means.
now.
Excuse me. In other words, bro, you just used an example of a person that was a fighter. What are you talking about?
But Mike Tyson has a game plan for all he's saying that because he
Okay,
gonna
yep, this is
punch you
my
in the
field.
mouth
Hold
and
up,
that's his game
This
plan.
my field.
You don't
Hold up, this
understand.
my field.
We're not talking
Yep,
about
this.
his fight plan. We're talking about the saying that he used. And
But you just oh Lord.
Hold up, this.
can you mute up so we can answer the question, man?
Yeah,
Damn.
this is my field actually. So,
Listen, hold on, listen. Wait, hold on. Let
okay.
me just what he's saying in that everybody has a fight plan until they get punched in the mouth. In other words, your fight plan means shit when the war starts. In other words, wars are unpredictable. You cannot plan your way through an unpredictable scenario. And that's exactly what war is. Who wins the war? The people that win the war are the ones that are not afraid to lose. You do not need a plan in order to have that course of action. All you need to do is be willing to go to battle. That plan will start to devise itself as the battle continues. Like I said, United States found this out the hard way when they went over there to Afghanistan. They don't have an organized military. That's not what Afghanistan had.
Yeah.
But what they did have was an advantage on their own terrain, and they had men willing to die. Thus, the United States military went over to Afghanistan thinking they was gonna get retribution, and they got their ass kicked. And then they pulled out of that war. And that's no disrespect to military
Yeah.
personnel. That's just what happened. That had nothing to do with a war plan. As a matter of fact, a war plan would have probably been the demise of Afghanistan people that were fighting in that war, because because the United States would have been fighting against a military that did the same, that had the same tactics as they did. The reason they had the advantage is because they were unpredictable. It's the same thing as when it happened in Vietnam.
Unpredictable don't mean they didn't have a plan.
That's
That mean they didn't know
exactly
what they was doing. They
that's
didn't know.
exactly
We America didn't know. That don't mean they didn't have a plan.
All right,
You
so
don't know
yeah, I
what they.
got
You
one
wasn't
minute,
fighting
and
with
I'm about to
them.
be on the
Why would we
topic.
know they plan over here? Why would we
All right,
know it?
okay, look, I ain't
That's
gonna
my
put it that
point
way.
right there.
But no, I'm about to put it this way, right? Because yeah, I do disagree on that too, though. Especially nowadays, I would never go on somebody's turf that has a plan and I don't have a plan and get. That's how you ask to get massacred. If you, that's like going to like somebody that strategized out and then you just go in there because you think that you're not scared to lose. That's how you lose even faster.
all right.
All
I
I'm
got an
saying is
attack.
people
All
is
right.
smarter now.
All right. I got an
That's
attack. Wait, look, look. All right. I got an attack helicopter. You got a plan.
and you don't.
What's
That sound like
Now we
okay. If
talking about
somebody two steps
slingshots
waiting on
versus
the attack
rifles. Like that's
helicopter,
not what we
you
saying. We
done
saying
for.
prepare to get one. Prepare to get one.
bro?
They
Can
for
you stop,
sale.
bro? Can you stop talking for a minute so I can talk to one person at a time, man? Yeah, damn, bro. Like,
You still ain't answer none of my questions, but
every
that's
time
all
I
right.
just
But yeah,
did.
it's about
You
to be
like
no. We about to be done with that in a minute. I just try to talk to Moses for a second, man, because we about to go back to the topic.
Yeah.
But
So what I'm saying is at the end of the day, that plan goes to crap when the war starts. So a plan is not what wins the war. The people,
Exactly.
the soldiers are are what win wars, and soldiers do not have to plan in order to go to battle. What you need to be is trained. That's something
okay, I'm about to say
different.
I makes it
And when
trained
I
up.
say,
That's what it
wait,
is. What makes
hold
it
on.
trained.
But when I say trained, I don't mean militarily. I mean trained with the understanding that there is a potential that you might die, and not to fear that. That's the beginning of any soldier.
Mm-hmm.
No person that went to the military went under the auspices that they had a 100% chance of winning, which is part of what makes our military so lethal. They didn't sign up to be a Marine thinking, oh, yeah, I'm most certainly going to live throughout this entire campaign and career. That's not how that works. The first thing we need are people that understand that you are potentially putting your life on the line.
That's true.
So I'm gonna
Coming
ask
from a
this
veteran.
before we switch the whole topic, right? So
And I got a question too.
you feel like if you get mad enough or if you go ready to unalive yourself, you think you could be a UFC fighter?
Ask the question again.
Yep. I said you if you think you go off your heart right and you willing to unalive for yours right. Do
Mm-hmm.
you think you can beat a UFC fighter because you got a
Absolutely.
big hurt? I guess.
Absolutely. Because it only takes one well placed hit. And
you
even
You
standing
if
on
think you
he
this
go
square,
connected
boy.
before him?
listen, listen,
And I
listen. You asked me a question. I'm saying
Okay.
yes, it only takes one well placed hit. And we've seen plenty of people that were trained get their ass knocked out.
You
yeah,
kept,
I actually
bro. You
this is
kept.
my yeah,
You
this is
What's
just
my
we?
you
theory.
just
I know you big on
quoted Mike
probability
Hold
versus
Tyson
up,
who said
possibility.
no
hold
click.
up.
Come on, you can't.
Hold up. So this is my field
I
because
can't even
I
get
love
right.
fighting. I love fighting actually. So even when it comes down to Mike Tyson, he actually threw people off by having no plan. He knew people were so by the book and strategized that he
Right.
knew I could go in there and just straight
And you
confuse
talking
the
about
hell
another
out of
trained
somebody.
fighter?
He's
A
talking about
trained
somebody that
fighter versus Mike
strategized
Tyson
against him.
Mike Tyson came in the ring as a bulldog. He didn't come in
Yeah,
there trained up. He came in there knocking heads off.
I get you. I get you. To
And at
a
the
yeah,
end
piece.
of it, and when he went into the ring knocking heads off, he was fighting fighters that were trained.
yep,
They
they
were
were
trying to be
trained.
technical. They were trying to be technical with Mike. And then Mike had to let them understand, oh yeah, how technical you gonna be when this right hook come across your face moving at the same speed a car would move it at 30.
Yeah.
Train yourself out of
Mike
that.
Not
Tyson was
only
unorthodox. He was not
Not
untrained. He
even
was
just that. We got to
unorthodox.
remember
His
it's
training was
possibilities versus
unorthodox, man. Come on.
probabilities. I
No,
know
Let's
we
not
big
even.
on
hold on.
that.
Also, I would like to ask those people, do you think a strategy or a plan works out 100% all the time? And if so,
Do you think
um
that way work 100% of the time?
I mean,
Wait,
either way,
answer one question at a time. He asked you the question, and then
Okay, yeah, I think
does a
it works.
plan
So it's a
always work
look.
100% of
Okay,
the
I'm gonna
time?
answer that. I answer that then. I think yes, it's a higher percentage. I know we all good on percentages, and I
Yeah.
be in his live a lot, and you talk about it too a lot,
yeah, so he's
Tony.
saying,
So
he's saying
if we
probability
big
versus
on
probability.
possibilities over probabilities, yes, you have a higher chance. Yes,
Okay.
hmm And I said does
And
it work
can you
100% of the time?
and can you wait? Hold up. And can you still lose?
yes, you can.
All
It's a
right. So if
possibility.
all right,
Possibility. That's just like
right.
these
Wait, hold
delusional
on.
chicks that think they can find them a
Wait,
high
hold on,
value chick. Yes.
hold on, Kev, hold on, real quick. Right, exactly. Now, let's take into consideration the two opponents that we're talking about. We're talking about a population of people that's larger than us, and that has more military people and all of that. So, could we plan better than them in order to win an altercation?
Yeah, because we can be more innovative than them. And yes, we could quit talking about it and just plan and quit talking about fighting until it's time to fight.
Planning is
I'm gonna
literally
say this
talking.
one more time. I see,
Planning is
but why when
literally
I
talking.
say something is wait a minute.
Planning
Okay,
is
go
literally
ahead.
talking.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Like now you want to place every time I say something, you want to play semantics.
That's not
What
semantics.
I
You said we
look
could
when every
tell.
time I okay, here we go. Then you're doing it now. You're doing it now.
Wait, then
No,
how
we're
do
doing
we
the same
plan?
thing. You see
You
how
doing it
frustrating it is?
now. Look,
Right,
I'm what
exactly.
I'm
You see
trying
how
to
frustrating
say.
it is now. You
Okay,
understand
so
that?
what I'm trying to say, what I am saying is that the plan you gonna plan before you go. It's not the plan is not to win that altercation. That's not what the plan for. The plan is to protect home. The plan is to cultivate that community that's gonna keep
Okay,
bringing
Kev,
the
I gotta
people
go.
to have that same
What
energy
home do
that you have.
protect home? What home do black people have?
My home, man, my children. You don't got no children? You don't
You
got
don't
nobody you
have.
care about? You don't have
You
people
think?
around the corner that need help right now? We can't be
You
talking
do
about the
you do
future. We
you
need
think
help
do
right
you
now.
think do you think you own that home?
Bruh, see, that's not what I'm talking about. I own my life. I owe my life to my children. That's not what I'm talking about. You talking about
Mm.
what you own and all the physical.
I
Like, look,
planned
man, I
on
ain't talking about
starting the
nothing
topic five
tangible
minutes
about
ago. That's not
owning
happening.
things and
So
what we don't and land and
look,
all that stuff. I ain't said none of that.
so this is another agree to disagree. It is what it is. Whatever. Like I said, everybody think their own way. So both of us can be right. Both of us can be wrong. It is what it is. we go. It's like we go from one topic to talking in
Nah,
circles to the next
man.
one. So
I'm trying to say my point, and then
hey,
it's like,
hey,
oh, but that's not what this is. That's not. Instead of listening
he
to
get
what
it
the
a long
point
time
is that
ago,
I'm
but you're not
saying,
about to get him to understand, just like he not about to get you to
I'm not trying
understand.
to get
So
him to
sometimes.
understand my point. He missed it completely because
And maybe
I'm
he don't
saying
care. He don't care either. So just like you don't care
the
about his point. So like you got
now
to
I
realize
do
you got to
care
get to a
about his
certain point
point.
where we got to just remember. I was even getting on you about that other live. When you get into a certain mode, I notice you got to learn when to cut it. Sometimes that's all it is. Some people you just can't talk to. It's just like that. And I'm not saying in that way, but I'm just saying that it's just sometimes we're not going to always agree with one another. If you feel like we're not going to get through, just got to change the topic. It is what it is. Instead of just about to blow a vessel. It's just crazy. But
Hey, I mean, all I gotta say is, hey, y'all can keep trying to get along and assimilate or trying to
yeah,
separate and go
and like I
somewhere. I
said, you can
mean,
say this. I can
hey,
say the same exact thing. Everybody got their ways though. So who said
And
who was
now we're
better? You
using
know what I'm saying? Prove
assimilation and get
otherwise. So
along and all this other stuff. That's
yeah.
not what I'm saying. I never said none
Oh
of
my
that.
gosh, I'm about to end up dropping this whole panel, bro, because y'all not trying to hear anything. This is crazy. I'm just
And
trying to change the topic.
assimilate and all these other words and shit. I ain't
Don't
say none
drop
of
me,
that. I ain't.
Kev. I ain't say nothing.
I'm trying my best to control my emotions. But no, I'm joking. I'm just playing. But what is that? All
Unnecessary
right.
sneak shots and
So that
shit.
wasn't even the point of this whole topic. I'm just like I said, I just try to let people see from a different point of view of things. That's all it is, man. Uh, so I think most of the people had answered. How do you expect? They didn't really answer the way I thought they was gonna do it because we went to a whole nother topic though. I gotta see if I can do it. I only got an hour for y'all too. I'm gonna go from up to down then. Um, how do you expect racism to end being racist to who you think is racist? Aki.
who you talking to?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. I
That's
really
your
don't.
answer. All right.
I, I
Okay.
don't. I don't care about that kind of stuff. I don't care
Okay.
whether you like
What are
my
you doing
skin
up here,
color.
then?
I don't care. I don't care whether you don't like my hair. I don't care whether light skin, dark skin fighting against each other. I don't
Okay,
care about that.
Miss Hackey, but
Hold on, I ain't done. Let me tell you what I care about. I care about black folks saving their money,
All right.
buying CDs, buying these little houses that they selling us, and just
Miss
trying to
Aki,
live better.
Miss
That's all
Aki,
I'm
Miss
doing.
Aki, how you just
Yeah.
gonna disregard the host question? The man asked you a direct question. You just said you don't care.
Who you talking to?
I'm talking to the person that he just asked a question to. That would be
And
you.
I explained it the way I liked. You
So
don't
you
like
can't.
it, too bad.
Yeah. So you can't answer the question, is what you're saying. All right. Thank you. You
No, I
could have just
answered
led
it
with
the
that
way I
though.
liked.
You could have
You
just
got
led
the
with that.
wrong one.
Anyway.
I answered
Hold
it the
on, hold
way
on,
I
hold on,
liked.
Clearly,
hold
we
on,
all have the wrong one because you're not making any sense.
No,
hold,
you're
Anyway.
hold
not
on, hold
making
on.
any sense.
Anyway.
Hold
Anyway.
up, hold up. So 2 + 2 is, my grass is green.
Right.
So
Right.
No,
Right.
I said I
That's
don't
crazy.
care.
2 + 2 is
All right,
I
I guess
don't
that's the
Ask
way
the
she
care.
question
wanted to
again
answer
so I
it.
can
Then.
tell you how I feel.
2 + 2 is
Answer the
I don't
question.
care. That's
I
what
don't
you
care.
I'm not even trying to laugh.
You're
They
not
trying to
gonna
make.
tell what
What
But
the
do you
hell. We've been
come here
talking
for
about.
then?
Listen, I'm
What are you looking
61
for?
years old. We've been talking about the same stupid stuff.
All
that's
It's
right, then
yeah.
go
I
go
could
and
I
somewhere
could
there's
feel
else.
no
you on
growth.
that.
Go somewhere else. If this
There's
conversation
no
bothers
growth
you,
in
why are
development.
you here if this
There is
conversation
no
bothers you?
growth in development.
Why are you
Worrying
here if
about
this
skin
conversation
color.
bothers you?
It's
wait,
not
If it
Aki, why did
bothers
wait, Aki,
I said
why
there's
did you
I
come
no
told you
into
to
the
growth
come up.
in
conversation?
development, worried about things that don't lift the black community. I don't care.
Okay,
That's
So
wonderful.
wait,
exactly
wait,
Thank
what
you.
I'm
wait.
Okay.
All right.
saying
So
on
Yeah.
you
here.
came up here
It's
I
to
can hear.
express
I
how
mean, I
much
hear
you
what she's
don't
saying. I hear
care.
what she's saying. She
getting
kind of
your
answering it a
credit
different
right,
way.
We don't
saving your
care, and we
money,
don't care that
buying
you don't care.
CDs. I don't care about colorism. I don't care.
Hey, let's
That
just
kind of stuff doesn't bother me.
hey, let's all just
I
drop
get what
down
you're
the
saying.
conversation.
I think I get
Let's
what
Wait,
you're
just all
saying in
drop
a
down
way.
the
That doesn't
but
She
the
care
conversation.
asking it in a
what
topic
the
different
doesn't
way.
difference
say
is. I
colorism.
don't care. That is
Let's
not important.
hey
That's
y'all,
why
let's just
white
drop down in the
people
comment section real
are
quick and let her
more
tell us about how much
advanced
she
than
don't care, and
we
then we
are
come back to
because
it.
we worried about dumb
What's the
stuff.
deal?
I'm
Peacock.
gonna drop down in the comment section. Let me know when she's done telling us how much she don't care about what she don't care.
Care.
But no, I hear. I mean, I hear what she's saying. She just
Can you
basically
give me a
saying she get
plan?
to a
It
point where
makes
hold
no
up.
sense not to have a plan. If
I
you
get
I,
don't
you.
I
have
just
a
I see a lot
plan,
of us stay different, but that's the whole point of
like,
this situation, though. So I get. I think I get what you mean on that end, like, because I've have got to that point too, myself and stuff, because it's like we are letting a lot of things get to us that we shouldn't let get to us because we let that destroy. We let that take over our life. You know what I'm saying? Especially off just words. That's gonna be crazy, but it is
words
what
don't
it
mean
is.
anything.
But I get what you're saying. I get
hey,
what you're saying though.
can I
So you
answer the
answered a
question
whole
now?
different type of way. I see how you did it.
Because that's
So
Can I
my
answer now?
answer. I'm
next
old. I'm
uh,
Can
old. I
yeah, I feel you. I
probably
okay?
feel
live
you. You ain't
longer.
really
Fuck
gotta
is
explain
you.
yourself. I mean, get to a
It's
point where you just
ridiculous.
ain't gotta really. You ain't got. I get you.
I
Can I
mean,
answer
how is
now?
that? honestly, how
Hey,
does that bring
Aki,
more
can
All
growth
somebody
right,
and
else
you
answer?
all
development
right, you
in the
old, right?
African American community?
All
How
right,
does that go?
Aki, can someone else answer?
all
Young
right,
man, be
cool.
quiet.
All right, cool. You said you old. Can you sit your old
Excuse
ass in
me,
the comment
excuse me.
section for a minute and let us have a conversation about shit we do care about then?
Oh, and what you got? You ain't even got a house. You got a car. How's your
I'm
credit?
living
Here
in
we
a house of
go.
my
How's
own
your
right
Did
now,
you
credit?
just
sweetheart.
try to
I have
How is
start a
your
two cars.
proverbial
credit?
I have
dick
two. Oh, you
measuring
want me to
How
answer? I
is
contest?
have
your
two cars in my
credit?
own house. Own
How
three
is
bedroom
your
house.
credit?
Own three
Bro,
bedroom
why I
house.
How
can't get
is
no
your credit?
emotionally
Yes,
controlled people
yes.
in here? This junk is
How
wild.
is your
So wait,
Nobody know how to be
credit?
the bigger person.
why
That's why
did
we
you
can't
even
get
come up
anywhere.
with
Nobody know how to be the bigger person.
Yeah, I just okay.
So
Should
the
I
I'm
answer
gonna
the
go
Don't
ahead
question?
and
talk no
answer. I want to
disrespect.
answer the
Your mother
question.
ain't teach you no respect.
Aki, goodness
ain't she?
gracious,
You don't have
you
to.
don't know my mama.
chill.
My,
What the
I know
hell?
she
you
ain't
said you
teach
were
you no
60 years
respect.
old. Why is you going back and forth with? That's crazy.
Right.
But you ain't got to
Exactly.
do that, man. Whatever.
So I want to answer the question.
Go
I
ahead. You
also
next. Yeah, go
don't
ahead.
care. I also don't care at all. I got my car and my house. So yeah, I just don't care about the topic.
All right. Go ahead.
No, I'm playing.
Dante.
I'm playing. But go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mo.
I'm trying to get somewhere, but this ain't even get to how I wanted to go, man. It's not crazy.
Hey,
I
hey,
think the
hey, hey,
problem
Kev,
is
Kev. I
Hot. Go
don't
ahead, Moses.
care, Kev. Okay, Kev. We don't care about where you headed, Kev.
You don't.
Okay, Kev. Damn it, we don't care. Like
Oh
I
man,
just
it's over now. She done
can
messed the whole life
I,
up with that. Not
can I just
everybody
say
not
this
about
real
to care now.
Can I just
I
say?
need y'all to care. That's the whole point of this live. I need y'all to care.
Can I just say this? if you don't care or you're jaded by the conversations that other people are wishing to have, then just sit your ass down somewhere or don't be a part of it. But I saw somebody write in the comment section earlier, are y'all still having this conversation? In my head, I'm thinking, bitches, you still listening to this conversation? Because if
No.
you're still here, you care about what we talk about too. Stop acting like you're above the conversation if you're in the conversation.
Yeah,
I
that makes
get you. I
no
get you,
sense.
my brother. So we got three people that don't care. It's like the Untitled
I'll
Chapter.
just, I mean, it's like they expect us just to stop having the conversation just because they came up here and
Yeah, I
said
mean, we ain't got to address
something.
that because everybody, we ain't got to do that. It's no point. So that's how they feel. We can't address every time somebody feel a certain way. That's crazy.
I
They just
definitely
throw
want to
like
answer the
sometimes
second one
some
though.
people just throw you off on what you feel, and like I said, everybody feel different ways. It just is what it is. But how
I'm
do
gonna attempt
my?
to answer the question.
I think Tony wanted to go answer it seriously this time.
Okay.
No. Go ahead and Dante. Dante, go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Dante. Then
Okay.
All right. First, I don't think we're perpetuating the racism that everybody thinks that we are. I think our response, emotional and physical, is reactive to the racism that is thrown at us. For a long time, it was a reactive response. And that reactive response is embedded in how we deal with the opposite color. I mean, how we deal with, the colonizers. It's not racism, it's reactive. If the racism wasn't perpetuated by the YT people, then it would stop on the POCs. It would slow down and stop. We would still mistrust them. We would still think they're manipulative. But if the racism from where it originated would stop being perpetuated, then it would slow down on the POC's
mm,
part. Because we're not racist. We're not racist. It's not racism. What it is reactive.
that's crazy. We be sugarcoating
I mean,
everything. So
think of
I'm gonna
it. Think of
reread
it,
this
Kev.
question again because I see everybody read it in a different way. I'm trying to read it in a logical way, right? Not with feelings because he doing it and I'm gonna do it back and all that stuff. That wasn't my whole
No,
point
think
of
of it,
this.
Kev. Think of
My
it like this. If let's say if you got hit like a whole bunch of times during your childhood, and then I raise my hand and you flinch, and then I get mad at you for saying that. I mean, for doing that. Like, is that fair? Would that be fair?
I get you. I get you.
Exactly the point I'm trying to make.
So I'm gonna use an example of what I really mean about this, right? I wanted everybody to answer, but I'm gonna use an example. I be saying because it's like I don't get it though. We it seems like we make it seem like I've been saying the reason why I say from what we think is racist, right? So we automatically be excluded, and because somebody got a different skin color as us, we automatically assume they racist. And I feel like that's just the opposite version of being racist. Because, like, if you look at the definition, I know everybody gonna say it's you gotta have power and all this stuff, whatever. I feel like they both evenly just as wrong. That's how I look at it. Like I said, I always think in fairness. It's not no one side. We got an excuse when we do something, but then I don't look at it that way. You know what I'm saying? We can't hate is hate, love is love, whatever it is what it is. It's no different. We shouldn't, why we have excuses when it comes to us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, I see, it's weird how we can talk about accountability, but when we want to come with situations like this, now we're not accountable for what we do. We
Hey, Kev,
got
can
to
I ask
blame
you a question?
somebody else while I'm acting this way and all this stuff.
Kev, can I ask you a
I can't
question?
get with it.
Kev, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why do you call them excuses as opposed to reasons?
What I'm saying is when you making this, that's like, okay, put it this way. Because like I said, I practice on like emotional control, right? So I get to a point to where if somebody If somebody was to make me mad and I cussed them out, I'm not about to say it's your fault why I cussed you out. It's me to control that. I always tell people your triggers is your problems.
But wait, hold on.
You know what I'm saying? Because
If the person prompted you to curse them out, do they have agency or do they have responsibility or accountability that should be taken as well?
yeah, they do, but I can't
Like,
change them though.
No,
I can
no,
only
I'm
change what
not.
I can control.
Wait, hold on. No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that we understand that very few things are absolute, including accountability, including responsibility. No one person is 100% responsible for anything. Accountability, including responsibility.
What the
No one, no one
boy?
person, no one person is 100% responsible for anything. In most cases, a person, even if you're talking about people being, quote, victims, so to speak, at the end of the day, like when we talked about, I hate to go through this because I feel like I don't want to derail this conversation, but I'm using this as an example, just for everybody I'm using this as an example, all right? When we talk about victimization, when it comes to the sexual victimization, let's say of women, even
Oh
in
man.
I know. And see, this is why I said I'm gonna use an example and then we're gonna bounce out. Even when you're talking about that, are there things that women can do or men can do to keep themselves safe? The answer to that is yes. You can make sure that you go out during the daytime as opposed to the night because most crime is committed at night. You can make sure you arm yourself. You can make sure you go with a friend. You can make sure you're not intoxicated. There are multiple things. If you did not take all of those measures in order to keep yourself safe, then to some degree you are responsible for your own victimization. Does that mean that you are to blame for somebody else's actions? No.
No.
But that does mean that you have agency in what took place when it happened to you. So what we're saying is that's called a legitimate reason, not an excuse.
Okay, I'm about, I love this because I do this all the time. I'm big on that. It's the reason why my room is called accountability, right?
Yeah, no, excuse,
So
excuse,
so is we gonna blame a shark if I jump in the water and the shark bite me? I'm gonna blame the shark that bit me, or I'm gonna blame myself for not being responsible of jumping in the water full of sharks.
right. So what we're talking about is somebody that doesn't have the reason I don't like this analogy that you're giving me is because you're talking about one of the parties that doesn't have a conscience. The
Okay,
shark
I
doesn't
get
have
you. I'm thinking
a
something else
conscience.
though, but I'm trying to
The
get
shark
to like respond with
No, I
accountability is some type of
understand, but
responsibility. That's all that I'm
no, I
looking
understand
to.
what you're saying. That's why I'm saying I think we should stick with humans because
I
we're
got you.
talking about defeating an opposition that does have. Well, shit. Now that I think about it, we're talking about white people, so they might not even have a conscience they damn self.
Okay. Here you go. Here you
but
go, man.
but let's
It ain't all white
let's
people, man. There's
but
white people that actually helped us get to.
but, not at the expense of something that we had to sacrifice. So can we really call it help? But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, if we're talking about if we're talking about having a conscience, then we have to understand there are things that we can do in order to make sure that we do not practice self-destructive behaviors. But that's not going to negate or stop what our oppressor does to us. Let's say all black people decided tomorrow, we're not going to drink alcohol or liquor or none of that. We're not going to take drugs. We're not going to unalive each other and all of those things. Do you think our oppression would stop? Or do you think white people would find different ways and more innovative ways to oppress? The latter has been shown to be the case. More than likely, they're just going to invent new ways for us to fall through the cracks and not actually adhere to doing the things that would be beneficial to us. One of those things would be the financial system. If I take away your ability to provide for yourself, more than likely criminality is going to increase. And this is one of the reasons. So we can't address symptoms of the problem, which are black boys on the corner, y'all need to stop murking each other out. You can't address that until we address why they're doing so. The sickness is not us murking each other out. The sickness is the reason as to why we're murking each other out. And the reason we're murking each other out is financial and economic disenfranchisement, psychological and mental disposition, and also a spiritual disconnection. We don't have a God anymore. We don't have our psychoanalysis intact anymore. And we also don't have the finance to get ourselves out of the circumstance that we're in. Those things are not our fault. And if we fix those things, then the things circumventing our destructive behaviors would cease as well. Trying to solve the issues by blaming black people for the condition we're in is not the solution. The only thing you're going to succeed at doing is making us more frustrated. You're going to succeed at doing essentially what the scripture said, which is separating us into different categories. Right? We have what we call the Uncle Sellouts and Uncle Toms, and no, Kev, I'm not calling you that. And then we have what we would call the militant side of us, right? What we hear from the side that we would call the conservative sellout Uncle Tom side is this notion that it's black people's fault for the condition that we're in. What we hear from the liberal side is that it's the oppressor's fault for the condition you're in. When in all actuality, the truth is it's a combination of both.
Yeah.
But
Really?
if we just focus on correcting us, that will not solve our problem. The focus has to be on doing things in sequential order. We can focus on correcting ourselves while simultaneously understanding that the reason we practice these destructive behaviors is because of an oppressor. I yield.
So So can I ask this then? Because I was okay. I could feel you on that, but I feel like it got to be baby steps. So I feel like a lot of us have to correct ourselves first before we even move to the next stage. I feel like we skipping things.
Okay. Well, here's the question. Here's the first question. Do you believe that black people are at a place in time right now where that's even possible on a mass
Well,
level?
well, we got the information now. So what's the excuse now? I mean, a
Information
lot of us know this stuff, and we still be using it as a crutch.
information means nothing if you know not how to utilize it. You can have information at your disposal all you want. That don't mean you know how to use it.
It's called knowledge.
You can have it all you want. It doesn't mean you know how to utilize it. At the end of the day,
Mm.
do you think that black people are at a place where we could collectively come together? Let's take a few things that black people do destructively, all right? And we can do males and females, all right? Black women. Do you think black women as a whole are going to stop this ratchet culture? Do you think they're going to stop that?
Hell no.
Absolutely the fuck not. Do you think black men and black boys as a whole are going to stop gang culture? Absolutely not. I don't care how many times we sit here and try to act as though it's possible to do that. It's
We can
So
try.
here's
We
the
can
there
try.
question.
is a point. Wait, here, real
So
quick.
here's the question.
There is a point that of which you can. I believe it was said this way by somebody. There are such things as wounds that go too deep that they will never heal.
Yeah.
We are at
But
that.
don't we can try though? That's the same way how we
Yes,
preaching the word and trying to get these girls to get off strippers. And I know how your lives go too. It's a reason why we doing it. We think we can save some of them. We ain't gonna save all of them, right?
no. Wait, no. And here's the deal. When the reason I do it is because the only thing I'm trying to do when it comes to my page is seal that number of 1/3. Most High said 2/3 of us are gonna be destroyed anyway. I
I
have
got
one.
something for that too. I can't wait to get on your page though. But I got
Absolutely.
something for that too because I read about that.
I'll be out suspension on the other joint at noon tomorrow, so we can we can get into that because I know at
No, no, it's just
relative.
another time because you one of my friend list. So it ain't that fast. I ain't gonna do all that. But I
You
just want
can
to
be
tell you my
destroyed.
perspective on it. That's all.
Absolutely. No, I'm willing to hear that. But even
Yeah.
the Most High told us that it is going to be impossible because we are hard-headed and stiff-necked people. You're not going to be able to change the culture of black people. Why? Because there's oppositional thinking that is disabling us from being able to do so. And the wounds of slavery and oppression have gone so far that we cannot heal it at this point.
Mhm.
Those
Can I,
people that will make the decision. That's why every time you read in the scriptures, it says, "He that hath an ear, let him hear." In other words, everybody ain't gonna understand this, and everybody ain't gonna get it. It ain't meant for everybody. There are people that we are going to sustain casualties in this conflict. My goal is not to bring all black people together. I know black people ain't even willing to do that. There are multiple black. You ain't gonna change certain people I remember I was watching that show. What's the show? Scared Straight.
Mhm.
And there was about 15 boys they had lined up. And you know how they do. They yell in their face, "Get up, you know that," right? There was one boy that said, "Man, look, I ain't scared of nobody. And I ain't changing my ways. I'm finna be in here because that's where I want to be. And I don't give a damn how much they yelled in his face. Why do you want..." They tried to softly talk to him. "Why do you want to throw your life away? Why do you want to do that?" He said, "Hey, man, said that's just how I am. And that's just how I was raised. That's who I'm going to be.
That's a
Period."
lot of people that's like that.
And there's too many
problem
people like
is,
that, and there are too many people like that for us to actually change that. Our job now at this point is to seal that number, find the ones that do want to change for the better, and then isolate them from the individuals that don't. And that means that we're going to have to isolate ourselves from not just our oppressor, but our oppressor that is amidst our ranks. Go ahead, bro.
can I say something?
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Ronnie.
go ahead.
Now, I do want to say this though. For one that knows nothing but being a slave is only going to know what a slave knows. And I say that as like, and I say that because like that has now become somewhat of a mind state for like
For
now
like,
generation black folks. And the problem is with that, we've grown up and a lot of us have been carrying this like baggage, the baggage of our grandfathers and ancestors. Because for some ungodly reason, I don't know who told us this, but for some reason some reason along the way of our development in this country, we were told basically our struggles is a patch on our jacket. When in reality, our struggles is literally just that, struggles, trials to build us up as people. And individually, you you cannot say that you cannot speak for everyone, but as an individual, you have the responsibility, the accountability to build yourself up in the way that you think is proper for you. And if we're going to talk about, like, the culture, the people and everything, and you want to change their minds, the problem is, like you said before, like, we're hard-headed people. We are hard-headed individuals that when you ingrain something into our minds, it's going to stay there for a long, long, long time. Hence why people nowadays keep bringing up the whole slavery thing. Like, again, I understand. I completely understand where they come from. I completely understand the anger. I completely understand the frustration. But my question is, what does that have to do with you? Like, what what plantation did you come from to tell me that you know what it's like? You don't know what it's like for your ancestors or your grandfolks. You don't know how they actually went. All we could do is speculate and look through all the records and everything. But the point is, and a lot of folks don't ever want to talk about this, because when you talk about accountability to black folks, they think, oh, no, you're just coming after me. This is just a white supremacy mindset, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, stupid. It's not. You as an adult, as an individual, need to take accountability and responsibility for you and your actions alone. You can't blame anyone else for what the hell you got yourself into. Like, that
Can
goes
I make
for
a comment real quick
Can
after
I
you?
jump in this real quick?
What's up?
Can I make a comment real quick?
The comment.
Yeah, can you
You
guys hear
don't
me?
know how we still live with
Wait, who
slavery.
said what? I thought that was Dante. Oh,
Split
Peach's
out
study says
till
you don't
Diamond
know
is done.
Okay, can y'all
how.
hear me?
I can
go
hear you.
ahead, go ahead. Because I don't know who going first. They keep switching back and forth.
Okay,
They're gonna hurt my head.
well, the thing about it is, I can say as a black person myself, my experiences with most black people have been just completely horrible. And I used to be into pro-black conscious stuff, but I'm like, nah, I don't give a you know what about any of it, because it's just, that our people don't want to do what's right. And that's one of the major problems that we're having. We keep making excuses. And I think that what happened in slavery still affects us. But it's like, okay, once you realize that, what are you going to do to overcome that? Because I believe white folks really pushed us into a hole, but you still got to climb out, whether you got pushed into a hole or not. If I break your leg, I can pay for your rehab, I can pay for the operation or doing whatever. I can pay for you to get a new hip bone if that's what you need, but you still got to go to rehab. And black people do not want to rehab. We want to make
Nope.
excuses. And right now, we're at a state that's so bad that all we want to do is destroy one another.
You
That's
can't
all.
rehab. You can't rehab amidst trauma.
The
Well,
problem is you can't.
You can't.
The
You
problem
can't.
is
You
you
can't
can't.
rehab. You can't rehab during the very same thing that you're trying to rehabilitate yourself from.
we have to do something different. I'm
So I
saying that we.
gotta. Okay, I'm glad Moses said that then. So, because it's like either we gonna accept our accountability or we gonna end up taking it on one another, because we gonna get held accountable any way, and that's why a lot of us get unaliving each other, right? Because I even see
Right.
how you go back and forth with dudes on you ready to pull up on some people and stuff too, though, right? And I do feel like why we can't unify is because we lack a lot of grace, and we got to at least have grace with one another if we gonna do it that way, right? Do all black people way, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We don't even have that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we gotta. That's what I'm saying. We gotta have baby steps. We can't keep making excuses, because you're not gonna use that. They
Right, we
got
got to take
traumatic problems. Well, I
accountability.
had to unalive this dude. You're not gonna do that. I know you're not gonna do that, because I see you get down on this app with people, especially be our own kind sometimes, or it could not be our own kind. But I see you do it. What the heck?
And
Right.
I'll tell
So
this.
I wanted to finish up real quick. I think when it comes to that,
Right.
if you have trauma or not, we have to do our best. And right now, as a people, we're not doing our best. We do
My fault.
anything to
My fault. I
backstab
got.
one another.
I got in the
We
fight.
do anything we can to take each other down. We don't want to shop black. We don't want to support other black people. All we want to do is make excuses for why we're poor and why
Okay.
we're
Wait. Hold.
messed up
Okay.
instead of
Okay.
instead of
Hey.
instead
Hey.
of change.
Diamond. Hey.
See,
Diamond. Let me ask you a
Hold on,
question.
hold on, my brother. Let me finish. Let me finish, sir. And the thing about it is, I love black people, but I realize that most black people do not love me. They seek to destroy me as a black person myself. And the worst things that happened to me were done to me by black people, even people in my own family.
The
So,
the way
and a lot of black people feel that way. And in order to make things better, it's about character. It's about self-improvement. It's about
It's mentality.
yes, yes, it is a mentality. And the thing about the street stuff and with the gang banging, it's not about money. It's not about money because rappers get money and they still have the same mentality. They still have that
And they
same get on
still don't
mentality.
even,
And I thought it was about money. But black
and they
people are not
don't even,
killing each other over money. We just don't like each
and they
other.
don't even get back to the community. They don't
Huh?
get back to the community. They don't even get
Right,
back to the
right.
community.
But rappers that have money act the same way as dudes in the projects.
Why do you
They
think
don't
that
act no
rappers
different.
have money?
Hold
Huh?
on, my brother. Hold on, dude. What I'm saying is not about they have it or not, because the N words is going to be N words no matter if they have money or they don't have money. That's just what it is. And getting money
Wow,
doesn't
I
make them
think
any
I gotta
better
go.
because all they want to do is destroy one another. And we have to deal with the hardcore reality. And something else that I think the person below me had said, I think Robin had said, is some black people are going to be isolated and we're going to separate ourselves from the bad black people. Because no
The
matter how
thing,
hard you try to build, you cannot build when you got cancer in your community. You can't. It's
can I tell
impossible.
y'all something too? Can I say
Exactly, which
something
is
as
why I
well?
said
Do
exactly,
you
which is why I
M-
said
Yeah,
that.
do
before you go,
y'all?
I just want to see. I want to hear what Moses said because I did ask him a question before he dropped too.
Okay, exactly, which is why I said what I said in terms of, like you mentioned shopping black. Why do black people not shop black?
Because they hate each other and they want to destroy each other.
No.
That's
The
not even
reason black
true.
the
I
reason
can
black
prove it.
people don't shop black is because number one, black business owners typically have white suppliers. And white suppliers overcharge black business owners in order to stay in business for their products, thus making black business owners have to charge their patrons that much more money in order to stay in business. This is what
Actually,
this wait,
that's not
hold on, wait,
complete.
come on,
I
man.
say that's not completely true, but
Hold up.
I'm sorry.
That is true. This is why most of our communities do not, most of our small businesses do not thrive. Is because most of us, unless you're talking about things that don't involve having like doing hair, things like that. You and even then, black products still that is true.
That's
Black
not true,
products
my brother.
that is
I say
true.
not.
No,
Black
it's
people
not.
do not.
No,
Can
listen,
I say
listen,
something
listen,
real quick?
All right,
listen.
y'all talk, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop, man. All right, man.
No, no,
Okay,
no,
my
no.
brother, I
Please don't
feel
drop. I
you.
just want
I
to say this.
understand.
I just want to say this. It's not like I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I'm saying like complete. It's not completely true.
It's not
Like,
completely true.
the thing is, and all it is not just. It's not really just like white suppliers or anything. It's literally depending on the supplier, like the supplier themselves. Because again, not all suppliers like operate on the same system. They operate on a
They
similar
don't.
system, on a similar bracket, but not on the same system for their individual like delivery company or what. Or sorry, I guess.
But niggas
Yeah,
out here
I'm
buying
just
Air
gonna say
Jordans,
delivery
man.
company.
See, here's
So,
my
Point.
problem with what he
ask a
said.
question.
Hold on.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've been holding. Good.
What the? Every
I
time
just
he
wanted
about to
to
talk.
hear. I just wanted to hear Moses' perspective concerning the conclusion of how he came up with the idea that he said. I'm a little nervous, y'all. It was a little heated in here
Yeah, I
earlier.
See,
ain't
so
expecting
My
I
it
have
at
to
all,
ask
anxiety
you
a
but
two
little.
gentlemen.
it's
Do you guys not know? Do you guys not invest in the whole idea of generational trauma? Is that where you're going?
It's all a big
The
excuse.
Because
It's a big excuse.
okay,
generational trauma
generational trauma is a big excuse. Okay, go
it
ahead.
is a big excuse, and I say it's a big excuse because it's an inherited learning learning mechanism passed down from generation to generation, basically instilling the traumas of the fathers onto the son, even though the son has nothing to do with it. The son is basic. Sorry, and I use the term son as just like a general broad term, but the
Causation. I
son
should go ahead.
but yeah, like the son basically, is born in a world where he or she does not know exactly what they're doing, what's going on in the world, but they're being told by the elders of how it is, but in particular not knowing exactly everything. So what I'm
Right.
saying is
hold on, I'm gonna let I'm
Mike
gonna
the
let Moses
generational
consensus
answer this.
trauma
on
Hold
is
on, real
more
quick.
generational hatred
Go ahead, Jay.
or generational
Oh, I thought he
prejudice
was done.
or generational what's the word I want to look for? Generational toxicity. I'm gonna just say it like that.
I ain't never
Generational
heard that one.
toxicity. I know,
Good.
like The crazy thing is about us Americans, we come up with so many different terms, and it still clicks in everyone's
It's
head most
generational
of the time.
curses. Generational
Yes,
curses.
Some
yeah,
generational
And
habits. I like
isn't the
habits.
goal to remove generational curses?
the goal is to be
The
better
thing is,
than the.
can I just finish really fast?
I'm so sorry.
The thing is that the past is what we're supposed to be reflecting on as far as, okay, that's the past, right? My family came from the Allen plantation on one side of my family. I went out there, I touched the soil. It's still set up the same way. And then there was a Baker plantation, and that's how they got to my father's side of the family. I don't hold on to that as like a token or anything, because at the end of the day, I have to live in 2023. My mother went through Jim Crow. I did not live for her. I have to live in 2023. If you continue to hold on to it, a lot of people will be just like my mother was, who lived a very unsuccessful life, unsuccessful marriage, and attempted to be unsuccessful with her own children because she held on to a trauma that she didn't want to let go of. And we have to learn how to be able to let go of these traumas. They don't affect us unless we want them to affect us. And
Exactly.
nothing in this world can affect us unless we choose for those things to affect us. Just like if somebody says the N word, they spray painted the N word on LeBron James' house and he went and still played ball. He didn't allow that to affect him. Did it bother him as far as how he felt about it? I'm pretty sure it did, but it didn't stop him from continuing to be a good ball player.
Because
So,
you know why? Do you know why though? A lot of folks don't understand this, and this is the one thing that our grandparents have tried to instill into our brains too. Because when they were called that back in the day, of course they felt some type of way. But the only difference is of how they dealt with it, and to the difference of how we deal with it now is that they dealt with it keeping themselves quiet, knowing dang well if they go off, it's just going to prove to the op exactly what they thought they were,
Mhm.
and they
Yeah,
want to get.
that's BS right there. That's
No,
BS.
no, listen, no, it's
The
not.
reason
Here's the
the
thing.
reason they
Here's the thing.
didn't act on the word is because they didn't want to die. That's
No,
that's
uh,
that's
that's
not.
plain and simple
No,
right there.
stop,
That's part of it,
stop. Let
though.
me
That
explain
is
something.
partially true.
No, stop. Let me explain something because that's a little bit out of line. Did you know back during the slavery days, do you know how many revolts there were in the South? You know how many slaves revolted against their slave owners? We are not weak people. I'm just saying, history literally shows we are not weak people. We literally will not take shit to a certain level. And also, around that time during the Jim Crow era, that was around the time when we had to conduct ourselves in a way that we didn't want to scare everyone else and make confirmation for bigots to think that we were animals.
Can I make a comment after you, Robin?
Yeah,
So
after you
what?
go, because I only got 20 minutes, I want to answer
Okay.
these other two questions too.
I want to make one more comment because I got to like drop down. I appreciate you guys
Go.
having me.
Yeah,
What I wanted to say is I don't think black people should care about trying to impress white people. Who cares what they think about us? We need to focus on what we think about ourselves, and we need to stop trying to integrate, stop trying to get their approval. Who gives a
I don't
who
think it
gives
was
a
about getting their
No,
approval.
I'm not saying it was. I'm not going against anything that you're saying. I'm just saying in general, black people need to stop trying to integrate, and we need to integrate with ourselves and build among ourselves. And I think the whole thing about black businesses not being able to sell stuff at prices that are cheap. I've seen black businesses sell stuff at cheaper prices, and they still went to the Arab. They still went to the Chinese person. Black people do. Black people. Rule number one with black people is they do not shop black. That's rule number one. Even if the price is cheaper with a black person. Now I will say with black-owned businesses, some black business owners are poor business owners. They're not good at what they do. They need to up their game. I will agree. The entrepreneur is going to lead the charge and provide excellent customer service because you can gain the trust of our people with excellent service. When they give you a shot, you can't afford to mess up. And something else I'll say with black people is we spend thousands. We buy Louis Vuitton purses, we buy Air
right.
Jordans, we buy all types of expensive
Thanks.
crap from our people. And if black people were selling it, we wouldn't buy it from them. That's just what it is. And
That
a lot of
is,
people
that's why
do
I
not.
said that's crazy. That's sad too. It's freaking sad. And then we always like, you gonna hook me up and all this stuff, man. You need to
Oh
hook me up.
yeah,
It's my
yeah.
business. Give me
Keep in
more.
mind,
You know what I'm saying? We
I say
backwards.
y'all.
What up,
Right.
my
But
boo
keep in
boy?
mind
My,
too.
you see, what's the
This
deal,
And
man?
shit,
people ain't ready for that truth because
Hey,
the
y'all just
truth be
reminded me.
told.
I supposed to tell y'all too, man. I was saying it in the chat too, but I'm so proud of y'all, man. Y'all stood y'all ground, Jane and
I
but you
Humble,
know,
tried
man.
it. That's why I don't
I,
like those type of spaces because, for one, you're not heard if you're soft spoken. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Mhm.
wants to sit on that pedestal. Everybody wants to get on their soapbox, and they want to be the loudest and the proudest in the room. And wherever the host is swaying, that's how people like to direct their
facts.
conversation. So
Yeah.
I did not like that whatsoever. I felt very much so dismissed. I felt like you were dismissed. And that was our people we sitting around. If we like to quote unquote say our people, that was our people we was sitting around, and they felt
They
like,
ain't
you
our
know,
people,
because we're
man.
not living within a time frame that we cannot recognize and we have nothing to do with,
Mm.
that was a major problem. But I will say this, we have a long way to go because in order for us to even evolve, to be able
We
to
done went
understand one
backwards,
another,
man.
we have to start off with the basis of not just existing, but actually living. So many of us are just existing. And we haven't even stood in the mirror and said, I am who I am. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Instead of just saying I'm black. Well, technically speaking, my hair,
Black
this
and
blanket is black. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
have
that's not a
melanin,
character.
but this blanket is black. Everybody has melanin, including people that have what is it called? Albino. They also have a small
Yeah.
percentage of melanin. So, it just
I,
irritated me earlier
The bias was
concerning.
getting me. I ain't gonna even lie. I was
I'll say
trying my
this.
best because I was about to. That's why I said I had to focus on that because I had so much. But I'm like, all right, this another thing where, like I said, I do go in rooms to test myself. I know where I'm gonna lose at. I know that stuff. But like I said, I always promote and try to work on emotional control. So I'm like, you know what? Let me test myself again. So that's why I said the disrespect thing, and that's why I'm glad I went in there because I'm mutuals with a few of them people. I actually unfollowed a few of them because it's like I can't deal with it. And this one chick, I we fell out a long time ago. I mean, not fell out, but she ain't like what I said a long time ago. I see she can't take a disagreement and stuff, and she sound like she talking off a lot of her. She was in that chat going crazy, like, yeah, this. I'm like, yeah, whatever it is, what it is. I mean, all I can do is pray for y'all. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm all love, man. I don't know how we switch the whole narrative and say that because I'm speaking out of love and positivity, I'm the hurt one. That's crazy. If we want to say that I am hurt for them, right? I'm hurt for other people. That's the difference. You got people that's hurt and you got people that's hurt for others. Of course, I'm gonna be hurt for others because I want us all to unify. That's the thing. I'm just that way. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have to be angry and feel like I'm a victim and all this stuff just be supposed to agree with one another. I can't be fake. I grew. You know what I'm saying? I just grew. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to. You have to sit here and say you're talking white points and you're talking all this stuff. No, I'm just talking heel points. That's the difference.
Speaking of it,
I learned that in this world I got full control of whatever I want to do. I'm only living my life and I'm gonna control what I can control. That's all I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm
And
not about to
when
keep on saying and there ain't no white T person stopping me from being on this app. Ain't no white T person telling me I can't play the video game. Ain't nobody stopping me from doing my life. If I want to do something, I'm trying to make that junk happen. That's what I'm trying to put in
exactly.
people's mind, but everybody want to be acting weak and stuff. And oh man, you just got to do that. Man, forget all that. Ain't nobody controlling my life. Because at the end of the day, we gonna be off the face of this earth and be crying about the same thing and ain't did nothing. You
And
see
you
what I'm
know what?
saying? Like,
right,
I'm not about
right,
to keep doing it.
right.
Some of people been doing it. Even our ancestors, right? If they was actual victims, I'm gonna keep talking about. They was actually victims and ain't had a mentality we got now. They wasn't
Mhm.
giving
But
up.
they
They
were
kept
stronger than
moving
what we
forward.
were.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
They was
That,
gonna make it happen.
that's what's
my thing
crazy.
is,
What's crazy is when that thing happened with Tulsa, Oklahoma, they rebuilt that. They didn't make that. They made it happen. And a lot of us, we really don't want to pick. A lot of us don't want to pick up a shovel when it comes time to do something. When it
Right.
comes time to build, we want to integrate, and we want the white man to take care of us. Deep down inside, we want the white people to take care of us instead of building our own and working on that. But it's going to take self-development, self-improvement in order for black people to be able to do it. And everybody's not coming. Some people
it's
should
going
be
to
left
also
out,
take self
left alone, and cut
accountability.
off. And every single one of us, no matter who we are, we're going to cut off family members, people that we knew all our life. We're going to have to do that. And I don't know if black people are ready for that. Because a
I
lot of
like how
people,
And
she said that. She said we are our ancestors, right? We
no,
should be,
you're
but
not.
we softer now. We softer now.
No,
That's
we
the thing.
soft.
We
you're
not
Compared to
doing
what
not
they
what they
went
doing.
through, we
Like
soft
we
as
wasn't
hell.
sitting there going off of words and saying we got to go crazy and all that stuff. They wasn't doing it. They was bypassing
no.
them words and they was still making things happen. You didn't
And
see
guess
nobody
what?
stop Rosa Parks. You didn't see nobody stop Harriet's. None of them. Nobody stopped. They did their thing. They didn't care. They wasn't playing victim. They was actually the victims, but they wasn't playing it though. They said,
The
I'm
thing
gonna
is,
make
they
some. I'm
tried to
about to make
stop
a change in this world. But a lot of us want to keep talking behind a screen and stuff and crying on this. And every time the news come up, we gonna keep crying about it and not doing nothing about it. That was my whole thing. My thing is, if you got a solution, let's do a solution. But why keep crying about the same thing I've been hearing since I was a little kid? That's the difference. That gonna be
Well, they don't
crazy.
want a solution. The biggest thing, they don't want no solution.
They
They
want to
They
just
cry
just
about
want
want
it all
control.
day.
the
They
reason
just
why they
want
need
And then want to call
racism.
you out your name when you don't agree with them because you don't want to be
Right,
miserable like them. And I was trying my best not to talk say like that, but a lot of us is miserable and just don't notice. That's the thing. We are.
right.
A
And
lot
the
of
biggest
people
thing
need
is
some deep healing. That's what it
they
is.
need
And if you got that
racism.
same mentality, you're gonna do that same mentality in a relationship too. You're gonna keep
Right, but they
blaming
need
something on the reason why it's something else. And then you gotta watch out for situations that's like that. If you
right,
always blaming stuff on something else, you will
Then
never be
nothing gets
connected to everybody
solved.
because you ain't gonna never check yourself.
right.
Like
Because
I
See, the
said,
nothing
biggest
I
ever
made
gets
this room
solved.
for a reason. It's called accountability room. That's the first thing we got to do. We got to stop pointing fingers and work on what we can.
Yup.
right,
That's just how it is.
right.
We
And
can't
one thing
change
I'll say
nobody else
right
for
now,
free.
one thing I'll say about it is, see, some of our people, we need racism because that's a crutch to be used for why we're failing. And here's the thing: racism causes black people to sell crack. It caused them to smoke it. It caused them to shoot each other. Racism is the reason why I got 10 baby mamas. Racism is the reason why I got kids. I
Thing
got
is,
kids by 5 different men. And that's how we use it. We say, well, the white man wouldn't have did what he did. But I'm like, don't you realize Africans were killing each other in Africa? They
Unalive. You
had
got to say
tribal.
unalive and pew pew.
I'm sorry. Africans were unaliving each other and had slavery in Africa, and they had
and they
tribal
sold it.
conflict. So
And they sold
people
it to you.
ain't ready for the reality of it all. And what you're saying is what y'all saying is right. Is I do realize that we have been pushed into a hole, but it's up to us to climb out of that hole. And a lot of us don't
Yeah.
want to climb out that hole because
We
once
don't.
you
We don't
climb
want
out
to put
that
in that
hole,
work.
here's the thing: once you claim to be equal to the W, to the W people, you you have to take the same responsibility as they take. Because when a WT person is poor, they say, "Well, why are you poor? Why?
Hey,
You
can I
live in
say something?
America. Why are you poor?"
I just thought about this while you was
Then,
talking.
then,
Yeah.
but when one of us are poor, we could say, "Well, it's oppression, it's racism," but you haven't worked in a year.
Hey,
You
yo.
ain't even tried to find a job. You ain't
Hey,
worked in a
Yeah.
D.
year.
Hey, D. Let me add on to this one. Let me add on to
Wait,
this one.
before you go, I just want
Tell
to
me
say my
why.
little quick thing I thought about. I got you in a second. I
Uh,
realized that a lot of us not even trying, but we steadily crying. I just thought about that. A lot of us not even trying, but we steadily crying. That's crazy, and I
That's
noticed that.
true. It's so true.
That joke is weird. I don't because people wanted the easy route. But go ahead, Ronnie. Man, go ahead. But that joke be crazy.
okay.
You're not even trying anything. Like I can see if you was putting your all into it and then cry about it. But people really think DJ like Mars.
Trying to take the
But I
easy way
can.
Yeah.
out the hard
Let me.
way.
Yo. Let me explain something. So somebody actually explained this to me. So it's okay for a white person to check another white person for being a piece of shit, right?
I think you got to say YT. I think
Sorry.
you got to say YT. Yeah. There's
I'm gonna
so
just.
many
I'll be
words
quiet.
on TikTok, bro.
Sorry, but okay. So a white T person could like call out another white T person for being a piece of shit, right?
Right.
But when a black person calls another black person out for being a piece of shit, then he's a piece of shit because, oh, you're going against your brother. Like, no, I'm calling him out for being a dumb piece of shit. Like, that's the one thing that folks need to understand. Okay, just because we're skin folk don't mean we kin folk. If your skin folk is talking stupid, you check him. If your skin folk is acting dumb, you check him. If your kin folk is acting out of pocket, you check them. Period. 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 I don't give a damn who you are. If you are a black person being obviously objectively racist to another person because of a difference of their skin color, and then you want to sit there and say, "Oh no, I can't be racist to them. They're a white tea person." You're stupid. Like point blank, period. You're dumb because you sitting up there telling me that you as a black person can't be racist to a white tea person is saying that you are not even a person. That you're telling me that black people aren't people. Because for us to not be racist, we cannot be people. But if We are people, therefore we are race. We can totally be racist. And yes, we could totally be prejudiced, but we could also be racist. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what
So
racist mean. Prejudice against a race. Or not even, yeah, prejudice, and it say, I
no,
gotta
no,
look it up
prejudice
again,
is
but then they add the
no, no.
power thing. Well, we don't have power. I'm like, okay, now we about to switch it up.
I'm,
Where
when people
ageism
say
come
that
from,
bullshit,
right? Where
huh?
sexism, where all that stuff is when you have a prejudice or I'm gonna look it up. Oh, shoot, all that stuff is
Like
the same exact thing. When you got the reason why is because of that. You know what I'm saying? You go
it's
against
because of
somebody, you got a
hatred.
bias or something because their age. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is.
It's because
You
of
ain't got no
hatred.
better reason.
Because when you have the thing is when you're racist or in the mindset of a racist person or a person that has prejudice in their heart or whatever the hell, the thing is you have disdain taste for an individual because they're not like you, right? So that stems from hatred. That stems from a sort of like deep rooted like prejudice that some people need to like fix on themselves or whatever. You can't sit there and blame like the actions of a group of people, and I say a group of people, not the entirety of the people, because the entirety of the people had nothing to do with the shit. Only like a good selection group of people that committed these atrocities amongst other people, and that is now like grown into a generational like cycle of trauma, hatred, and prejudice. And you got folks talking about like how, we don't, since we didn't have it, we never had a system of power and blah 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 bullshit like that. I'm like, okay, well, if you look through the history books and actually look through even just mainly the American history, the very first leader of the American colonies at the time before it was ever called the United States was a black man. And nobody ever wants to talk about it. People will talk about saying, "Oh, the very first president was actually a black man. He wasn't really a president. He was just a dude that was overseeing the colonies at the time when they were the colonies." But again, a lot of folks don't want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's that accountability that people want to ignore. Because people
Yeah, they
don't want to
scared
take
of that.
accountability for some of the people that look like us also took a part of those atrocities. And mainly the ones that kind of look like us that took part in those atrocities are the ones that sold us here. But
I
again,
just don't get it. What's confusing though? I'm gonna let you go. I seen you about to say something, Jane. What's confusing is like we play this role where we can hold women accountable, right? And we can hold men accountable and all this stuff. But as soon as it comes to a color and self, then it's a freaking problem. I don't get it. Like, how you gonna be partial with the accountability? Like, that's a false type
it's a
false
false
type. I
narrative.
don't know what to call it though, but like, dog, you got to either go all in or be half. Like, just like I say with this trust thing, right? Ain't no such thing as no partial trust. It's 100% or not. You can't just pick
Hmm.
your pieces. Like, sometimes I'm be this, sometimes I'm not. It's either that or no. So we can't preach on accountability. Then when it comes to ourselves, we come with every excuse in the book. That's fake.
Exactly.
Like, people really got to take this serious. But I know it's a hard thing. But you can talk about everybody else holding themselves accountable. But when it comes to self,
But when it comes to self,
what the I'm about to
When it
say
comes
somebody
to
sound
self,
like
that's
me,
when
bro.
it
we
Like,
becomes
can't.
somebody sound like me, bro. Go ahead and preach, bro.
We can't. We can't do that.
Hey, you gotta
What you
drop
said?
down to
There's a
come
lot of
back
black
up.
slave owners. Come back up. Who, me?
Yeah, you, cause
Yeah, you
your
gotta.
echo, you must have answered the phone or
Yeah.
something.
for
Yeah, you
sure.
must have answered the phone or something like that.
They were using terms in the other
Okay, we'll do.
But
lives.
yeah,
We'll do.
drop and come back up. And I had Jay had to go next anyways, though. I forgot. I'm gonna drop you and then just come back up. Just press back up. Go ahead, Jay.
They were using terms in the other live, and I feel like we only use terms that I guess are for the agenda, the propaganda, or the message that we want to send. But I tell my children this all the time concerning the fact that we live where we live, and there is going to be certain instances where they might be called the N word, no matter where they are in this world. What's the largest organ that we have, considering our bodies?
Mm.
The skin.
The skin. And with that being said, a lot of people talked about terms. Well, everything on the exterior is called superficial. So I tell my kids, we don't fight and fuss over superficial shit.
Mm.
That's on period. That's
That's what
what they
we
say.
gotta
That's what the
do,
young say.
man. We
That's on
gotta get it to
period.
the kids, man. And I'm glad you're doing that.
So you want to know
Oh, go
something
ahead.
else that's kind of been bugging the hell out of me for like years too? See, I've grown up my whole life talking like this, right? Like I can articulate my words and, basically like talk in ways to where people can understand me, to where I don't sound illiterate or anything like that. And for years, people have always called me the whitest black guy they've ever met. And that always pissed me off every single time I heard that, is because like,
Which make you the black sheep, right?
kinda, because it kind of just makes me think like, wait a minute. So what the fuck do you mean? Like, I don't sound black. What does black even sound like? That makes
That
no
sound
sense.
racist.
It is racist. And the sad thing is I hear that shit from literally everybody. When I mean everybody, I mean everybody. Black, white, like Hispanic, everybody. Say, like, man, you sound like the whitest black I've ever met. Like, what the fuck? What? No, stupid. No, I'm not. Like, and I tell people
Yeah, I be
this too.
trying not to
White
even do that though, because like I said, all we can do is like pray for people that's like that, man. We can't stoop down to their level. That's why, like I said, I was in a lot before when they was disrespecting me and all that stuff. I wasn't about to go back and forth, man, because a lot of us, like I said, a lot of us just hurt. We don't know no better. I'm gonna give grace. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I can't, because a lot of people just freaking hurt. That's all it is. So it's no, like I said, with the topic, fight a fire with fire would never get us anywhere. So I'm not about to try to disrespect my own kind, most definitely. I'm not gonna try to do that. I'm just gonna try to, all right, man,
hold them
we not seeing
accountable.
eye to eye. It is what it is. Go and do your thing. It is. We can't be on the same boat. I've been always preaching that stuff. We can't be on the same boat. A lot of us just can't be. I realize I can't get along with emotional people. You know what I'm saying? I can't, and I might have a live about that tomorrow too. But yeah, it's just like some people you just can't talk to. It is what it is. And at the end of the day, that's why I tell people we got to find peace within ourselves, man. No, we can't expect somebody else to find it for us. That just is what it is. And I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I understand a lot of people didn't take the time to, look for things within themselves. It is what it is. But I feel bad for them. But like, I'm like, seriously, I can't let this app get to me. I can't let people get to me because at the end of the day, I'm only going to the grave by myself.
Right?
Your opinions and how you feel about me and all that stuff, that's not gonna do anything. Y'all gonna be talking about that to the rest of your life until you in the grave. So what a way to waste your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not doing anything about. Most of the time, nobody doing nothing about it. So why not work with what we can? You know what I'm saying? Do something to better our life. And it's all about starting by changing your mentality.
Exactly.
It's stress free if you change your mentality. It only take you to do it. I know it's kind of hard, but it take you to do it because you can't expect somebody else to sit there and massage your head or do something to make your mentality change. It just don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of y'all trapped within your own selves. Y'all trapped with y'all self and y'all way of thinking. That's what's really trapping y'all.
Yep. I
But
agree.
oh, what time is it? Okay, I might could slip a 30 minutes in. I might could slip another 30 minutes in. I'm trying to watch this time. I'm really trying to watch this time.
Now you good, brother. Hey, hey, Kev, thank you for letting me get on the live with you, brother. I
Yeah.
appreciate I appreciate you letting me
You done with
throw
the
some
rest of the
words
two, or
down.
you got to go or something? Because I do want somebody to answer the rest of these two, though. I want at least a few people to answer the rest of these two questions.
Wait, what's the question?
So, I guess before you go, then say, do you believe things will be the same if roles were reversed? Why and why not?
Do I believe things will be the same
Yeah,
if the
if we
roles
had
were
the
reversed?
power and they didn't, I'm gonna put it that way. Then
Honestly, if the roles were reversed and we totally had all the power, it'd still be the same nonsense. Like, just completely reversed. Like, and the thing is about that, like, even if the roles were reversed, no matter how you slice it, anyone doing the atrocities and anyone trying to justify doing the atrocities just because the other ones did it at one point in time, you are no better or no different than those people that came before you. And if you're gonna adopt the sins of the oppressor and corrupt the purpose that you literally has sought out and literally call and scream for, you are no better than the opposition than what you are trying to fight.
Mhm.
And I say that for everyone that cannot look within themselves to know what's really there, to not even know what the hell is in front of them before they can even engage. Because in this world, you're gonna be you are going to be literally surrounded by dumbasses. Because I learned this one term, and and I know everyone's watched the damn movie Men in Black, right?
Right.
So does anyone remember what Agent K said to Agent K said to Jay on in the park? He said, "A person is smart, people are dumb, scared, and emotional, and think that they know everything." And
Mm.
it's literally our responsibility as people, as individuals, to wisen up ourselves before we can wisen up the world. Before the world can fold, before the world can actually fold, you need to be the one to actually fold them. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Fight the ignorance. Fight the ignorance with truth. Truth ain't supposed to be pretty. The truth is an ugly, ugly, ugly thing, but it's real.
You're right, but it is what it is, though.
And guess what?
Okay.
And here's the thing: if you go through your whole life looking for the most prettiest of things, just remember you are chasing a lie.
Mm. Go
It's
ahead.
good to find the beauty in everything.
Oh,
It's okay. It's great to find the beauty in everything, but just remember, if you keep going your whole life trying to chase the prettiest thing, just remember you will be chasing a lie. Don't chase after it. Let it come to you. Knowledge. But anyways, I like to tell y'all adieu, wagwan, one love, and love, peace, and chicken grease, everybody.
all right, for sure, my brother, man. Appreciate you.
I'll hit you up on the live some other time, brother. All
Oh
right.
yeah, for sure, man. For sure, man.
Y'all take care of yourselves.
Yep.
You
All right, late.
too.
All right, DJ, how you feel about question number 2? Do you believe things will be the same if the roles were reversed? Why or why not?
Everybody doing? Hey, Jane.
What's up, man? What's up,
Hi,
Spot?
Uh,
DJ.
he said, "Do you believe the things will be the same if the roles were reversed? Why
Yeah.
or why not?" Um. Well, you can understand how they got the power, right? So it depends how you get the power before you can start judging people.
Hmm.
Um, they didn't get it that easy. Talking about here, anyway.
Right.
So to maintain the power, I understand the things they got to do to keep certain people down, and you know what I'm saying, to not make them rise up. So I understand. I can understand why they do that. Doesn't mean I agree with it.
Yeah.
For us, if we had the power, it depends how we got the power. We probably do the same thing too. Maybe not to that magnitude, but you know what I'm saying? You never know if you accomplish something in your life that you work so hard for to get it. I'm sure you're gonna protect that thing.
Exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I would do what they did because again, I don't know how they got the
All right,
power. So
loyalty. Appreciate you.
it depends on how it depends on the type of person you are and how you got the power to maintain it. Because to be a leader and to rule something powerful is not it's not easy. That's why some countries have dictators and stuff like that because they know they rule the iron fist because they know that once they slip, the country can go in turmoil. You see right now in overseas going on right now because you deal with a lot
Hmm.
of people and their emotions and stuff like that. So a
Right.
lot of money's at play, a lot of power is at play, and power is very, 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 very addicting when they start getting that power. So
No, I wanted to ask, man, before he left too, because I was like, do he know that we used to enslave each other at one point? I don't think that people know that. That's not crazy.
yeah,
A
yeah,
They
lot of
they
people
don't
don't,
want
a
to
lot of
they
people
don't
don't
want to
know that
remember that
coming
part.
out
It's going to be
too.
crazy to me. That's why I
yeah. That's
know that
good.
the world will be the same. I mean, I forgot to ask a couple more people. Oops.
And not even to go that far back. I mean, the worst that was at Master's house was the overseer. He was supposed to
Mm.
be worse than Master.
Oh wow. Yeah, I
Yeah,
ain't
they
know
just got
about that.
Oh yeah, that
That's,
was the
Right.
snitch. That was the one that wanted to see you on that tree. That was the one. And
man, we sold our
one
own
of
people, right?
one of us, right? So I think it would be worse, to be honest with you, Kev.
Oh my, okay. Well, with this mindset I'm seeing today, yeah, I can picture that. I can literally picture that.
Let me answer that real quick.
Go ahead.
The way I feel about it is it may be different because the system of slavery they had in Africa was a little bit different, where you could actually marry into the tribe at one point. So it wasn't a system of owning where I own you, your kids, and your grandkids, and it never stops. So the system would have allowed people to marry in, and plus Africans in general are just too friendly to other races in general. So I think it's possible. I'm not saying that it would be. It's hard to tell how things would turn out, but I believe that things may be a little bit different. It wouldn't be as brutal and as harsh. And at some point, I think black people would allow white people to integrate into society. But I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. The W people, they're cold to one another. Before they started expanding out, before the days of colonialism, they were very brutal and very ruthless with one another when they had conflicts within what you call it. And you look at World War I and World War II, that was the W people fighting one another. So they don't have no problem with dropping millions of bodies of their own people. So I don't think that our people were as brutal and as cold until we came in contact with them. Now we are that way because we came in contact with them. And a lot of times when they had wars, if somebody got hurt, they would give them an opportunity to run away. If they captured people, you could join that tribe. You at some point you'd be able to join the tribe, or your kids would be able to join that tribe, and they would become a member of the tribe. So it's a little bit different. I think their system in the way that Africans traditionally fought was just a little bit, not a little bit, but a lot different than the way Europeans did. So I
I don't
think it
know
might be
because of it. I don't know. In Africa, they cut your hands off with a machete. Like they just as
but here's the thing.
way
You're
more
right.
violent.
But here's the
Like
thing. That didn't happen until after colonialism. Stuff like that didn't start happening until after colonialism.
I don't know, bro.
I'm saying that didn't happen before colonialism. You know
So
what I
you're saying
mean?
it was peaceful over there before colonialism?
People don't
Like
understand we are really evil people.
I don't know. It's crazy.
I mean, right
We
now,
be
now we
swearing.
are.
We put everything on everybody.
It's
We were
crazy.
never
Like
No.
perfect ever
Right now, yeah.
since
But
we started.
I
it's
believe
crazy.
we were different than they were when it comes to before colonialism. So all of that stuff
Of
about
course.
chopping off people's hands was done in colonialism. So I'm not saying that it would have. I'm just saying that it's possible. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm saying that our system of slavery was different from theirs. That's all I'm saying. Because we
Yeah.
didn't do chattel
It's just
slavery.
funny to me because I never hear that. Because like we are.
Pe-
I don't know what. I think a lot of us talk like we be saints, and if nobody didn't barge in and mess us up, we probably would have been very good and peaceful. Now that is not true, though. We would have found
No, that's
something
not true.
because it's
I'm not
just in
saying it
our
like that.
nature.
I'm just saying it'd be different.
No, I'm not. I feel
I'm
you.
not
Okay, I
saying.
get you. My bad.
No, I'm not saying it like we would be these peace-loving people. No. What I'm saying is, Africans had wars, they had conflicts, but I'm just saying the way they did things was different, and there was more. It was more humane than what the W people did. That's what they did to each other. So
yeah, I don't
certain
know.
things it wasn't the
I don't.
same. It wasn't the same. So I'm not sitting there saying what would have happened. Who knows? But I'm just saying from what I've heard about and studied in the motherland, they gave people different opportunities and different chances that you never would get dealing with the W people. So that's all I'm saying. So I'm not sitting there saying it was perfect or anything like. I'm not romanticizing before colonialism. I'm not saying that Africa was a
Yeah.
perfect place and there were not problems. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just
There's a
saying
lot
that
of us
it
that think
possibly
that
might have
though. I
been.
know you ain't saying it, but it's a lot of us that do that, man.
They
We
don't know
really
no
think we
better.
saints.
They goofy. I don't know why they would even think something
I
like
mean,
that.
that's what it is,
Human
man.
nature.
'Cause
Human
I don't
nature.
know.
Human nature. By nature, we are greedy people. We want power. We want, and
I can
people
see
who are
that.
greedy always be influenced. That's why the people sold us it was the greedy ones. In every group of people, there's a person who's greedy, and those are the
Facts.
weak link. Those
We
weak
can see
link
that in our
people
Yeah,
own
always
that's
use it.
family.
true.
Yeah,
We can see that in our own family. But guess what? We gonna
Yeah,
blame that on the white
exactly.
teeth dirty. We gonna
right.
blame that on them.
Well, you
That's
can't
crazy.
blame the W people for everything. You can blame them for
Dog, I'm
some
tired of
things.
it. I'm getting tired of it, man. I'm getting tired, man.
Right.
And like I
Now, here's
said,
something else too. Here's another perspective to look at racism. When someone's trying to do something against you, it's your job to fight against it and strike that down. So if someone's doing something to you, If I'm trying to take something from you, it's your job to make sure I don't take it. And if I take it, it's your job to get it back or to make sure it doesn't happen again. So even if they are doing stuff to us, it's up to us to defend ourselves. It's not up to anybody else to defend ourselves. So I believe that even if we were dealing with the Jim Crow era, it's up to me. It's to make sure that our women don't get essayed by them. It's up to us to make sure that we defend ourselves and that we make good decisions. So no matter how you slice the pie, it's all on us. It's our responsibility to make sure that we're safe, no matter who's trying to do what to us. We have to, if we are attacked, we have to defend. A lot of our people like to make excuses when we're attacked. And what's so sad is it's embarrassing being black because if they put guns in the neighborhood, people are scared because
Pew
then we would kill
pews.
each other. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We would unalive each other.
Yeah.
So it becomes a problem when you think about it because it's a mentality. You know
It's
what
a
I mean?
mentality. That's our problem
Yeah.
too. That's the problem. And people don't
Well,
want to
they
say
did a
that.
very good
They don't
job.
want.
I give them credit. I give them credit for one thing, and they're master at this stuff. It's divide
Mm.
and rule. So when they get people to divided, you make it weak. And once you're weak, they can control you. They control your mind, and that's why people. That's what they say. The people next closest to you are your closest enemy, right? Because when you're pissed off and stressed out, this person next to you are gonna get it. So, but then divide us so far apart from each other, we already angry. The person next to you are gonna get it, and
Yeah,
they did a very good job on that part of it. But beyond that, everything else is on us. If we could
it's
learn
on
that
us, right?
idea, like yo, we can be better together than against each other, then we'll be fine. But
Hey, I have to
it's
take
You
off,
made
so
me think about this
I'm
though.
gonna drop down. So you guys have a good day. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna drop down. You guys have a good one, okay?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. I appreciate you, man. You know,
Yeah,
input
I
and
just want
stuff.
to say goodbye before I do, okay?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Same.
Uh, you know what's funny though? If we had the mentality of the Mexicans, right? And I'm pretty sure they went through some stuff, right? But I even got Mexicans I working with at the job, and I just see how they work with one another and stuff. They all care about one another. They go in a group, and yet we steady make jokes about them too. And I realize that it's a lot of us just projecting and stuff because we can't see ourselves doing what they doing, but they know what love look like because they do it by any means. And that's and loyalty. I could put it in that way. Even though I'll be having something against that word loyalty because I'll pick honesty over loyalty, but whatever. Um, I be seeing them
you
like
one of these
even in the
words.
microwave. I see them the way they use a microwave. All of them put like they food in the same microwave and stuff. If it was us, boy, get your food away from my food. You know what I'm saying? We just it's crazy. We be saying we for each other, but we not. And it made me think about it because it's at my job. It's happening now. My boy BK in the building. What's the deal, my brother? It's like that junk is happening now. That junk be said. It's like, no, how long we going? And I'm pretty sure the white tea people we messing them over too. You see what I'm saying? But they're not using an excuse like we keep doing it. We keep using this stuff as an excuse. Like I said, it's the mentality. We got to change the way we think, man. It's crazy, but they're making it happen. They getting businesses. There's people across the seas that's coming over here getting businesses. So we be blaming it on America, but they figuring it away. They figuring it away. You know what I'm saying?
Can
It's
I say
rich
something?
athletes that's our color too. They not keeping LeBron down. They not keeping, you know what I'm saying? But every time, but it's what we do though. Every time we go up and make it somewhere, that's because the white tea people allowed them. That's because we say stuff like that. Like, when the freak we gonna give ourselves credit? You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever. This should be crazy to me. We step on our own toes, and then it's like, what? No, it should be crazy. There's a lot of projection, just like they did. I'm gonna keep mentioning that live from before, though. And I'm gonna let my little steam go. They were projecting on me because they tried to say I was the hurt one because I was talking out of love. That junk is funny, but that's what I'm using that as an example because that's what we do. A lot of us do that stuff when we can't, especially if we're not healed or not. When we can't picture ourselves doing it, you know what I'm saying? We want to be like, oh. Just like when somebody say it right now, somebody, oh, you think you're a philosopher? Somebody in my family probably be like that and stuff because they can't picture themselves doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just like they got on my man's earlier. Oh, you talking YT or something like that? What the freak is that? You know what I'm saying? Just because he try to change try to talk a little proper stuff, so he don't get a credit to YT. So that make us look dumb. You see what I'm saying? You trying to say we can't talk? In order for us to talk proper, we got to be YT. That's the dumbest stuff I ever heard in my life. Like, dude, do we hear the stuff we're saying? This shit gets crazy. We need to change this stuff, but it's not gonna happen. But it's wishful thinking. But that's like me wanting everybody to be accountable, but it's not gonna. It's a slim chance. But I'm still gonna put in that work to try to at least help somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because some people is in the middle. They're not all the way far left. It's some people that just far left. Think what they don't think. You're never gonna change them. It is what it is. But it's some people that just really don't know. and do got to start off with our kids. You know what I'm saying? We got to change them different. It's what we teaching them. But yeah, I'm gonna let some more people talk.
Hi, you guys.
Yeah.
I'm Lilo, and
Hi.
I get a lot of people talking really bad to me because of my accent, and it's automatically the way I talk is a certain way, and it's because whenever I first came to the United States, I guess whenever you come here as a refugee, they kind of bring all the refugees kind of in the projects. So when I was learning English as my second language, it was like automatically I was where everybody was talking this type of slang. And then if I'm in any of these like topics, it's automatically I'm trying to be a different race, a different color. You don't need to be talking like you're talking. I'm banned immediately for it. It's kind of messed up because I've been listening to you guys talk, and I really love and appreciate the fact that you guys are so open-minded and can really think about things instead of being so narrow-minded and seeing things in such a negative way all the time, if that makes any sense.
There's some hope, man. It's still some hope. And some people just gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm just pray on them. I'm not about to be like my mans, but I'm trying to change my way I talk to people and all that stuff. I ain't gotta call them stupid and nothing like that. It's just, a lot of us just need prayer, or I don't even know if people believe in prayer or not, but we just need to, you know, um, like I said, it's the grace thing. We just gotta give grace, man, because like negative don't never get anywhere most of the time. So I can't call somebody dumb or something because they don't think the way because they gonna stay that way. You know what I'm saying? Some people you just gotta be like, hey, you figure it out one day. You know what I'm saying? But that's gonna make them go even farther left if I offend them because everybody work off their emotions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But my man's had a question down there. I'm gonna go ahead and hit that up there. This is wow. He tried to shake the room. See, he said, if you're black, does that mean you have to represent every black person? Random question. How y'all feel about that?
Let's Jane go first.
DJ, when I go outside, I represent that's why I get so upset with other black women. I do represent other black women just based off of who I am.
Mm,
So, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody stereotypes. There's always going to be a stereotype, right?
yeah.
You come overseas, you got a stereotype about black Americans, palm colored Americans, whatever the case may be. But yeah, I mean, not necessarily how I feel, but to the exterior and when I walk outside, absolutely, I'm being represented, and I have to represent. You know, it's the skin God gave me.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Like, let's process this. So you, what's the standard? If you gotta represent something, what's the standard
What
of
do
a
you
black
mean?
woman should be? Like, what do you expect a black? What do you think a black woman should be? What's the standard we should be able to represent?
Oh, I used to get fussed out on that on YouTube. Um, I mean, I don't really, ladies. I mean, we
What's it?
talk a lot about how we come from dynasties, right? We talk a lot about how we come from kings and queens, and we should still represent that. We come so far, and now we're all sexy reds. You know what I'm saying? Now we're
Oh.
all wearing bonnets. Now we all want BBLs. But if that's where you came from was a dynasty, then why not be exactly where you came from? You know what I mean? Now we're trying to spin a narrative and say just because I'm a black woman, I'm supposed to be represented as a queen, and queen really means prostitute. Let's just go ahead and put that out there. But you're supposed to be represented that way, and it's not. So when I do come inside of areas and I do want to speak for myself, I'm automatically coined as I'm going to talk down to people. I'm going to shake my finger and roll my neck. I'm not going to be able to. I'm going to be dressed inappropriately, whatever the case may be. And that's just a stereotype that we created. But the standard should be exactly how it was in my grandmother's days when she was pressing out her pants or her skirt, when she took pride in what she wore and how she presented herself to the world. We should be ladies, and we're not.
Mm.
Okay, that's a good answer. So if you say represent yourself as a lady, that means you represent all the ladies. So I respect that. That's a good answer. Because that's
Mm.
a pretty tough thing to ask somebody to represent the whole race. You know what I'm saying? Like to be a black person represent the whole black. It's because we have different
I get
desires and different energy. But to be a
you. We look.
gentleman,
Oh,
Yeah, to that, we do have all different aspects, but in the real society, in the real world, they all group us in a group. They don't
right.
singly. They don't say, "Hey, you different from this." No, they put everybody in a group. They don't look at the fact that you got a nice car. They don't look at you got a nice house, you got a nice job. No, if you got a bad person around you, you right there with them. Guilty by association.
Yeah.
sure.
So it ain't no because you got a business. They're gonna look at, oh, he got a business. He a good black guy. No, if they see you out on the street, they're gonna pull you over just like you're the next one. So
Yeah.
it's even we try to separate ourselves from each other, but we can't. It's
And I
impossible.
don't mean separate. I mean, so how would you carry yourself? Like what the question is asking, like
They
how would
really
you
take the
carry
negative
yourself?
too. That junk overpowers. That's all I'm gonna throw in
Right.
there.
The negative is
They
something
they
crucial.
don't care how much you did right.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They don't.
because
But we
we
do that to
negative.
one another too. So I mean,
We
it's no
do.
different.
We negative by existence. Like they see us negative, but
One
we gotta
negative, we
prove
could do
ourselves.
100 things. You remember when he said that about what the? I've been talking about all the positive stuff, and all I said was "be it," and that was a dog I was talking to. Holding against me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think to be a gentleman, it's gotta be respect. Care. I think it's lead yourself with respect. Respect yourself. If you respect yourself, you respect others by default, because you have pride in yourself not to carry yourself a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
type of way.
Everything starts from stuff. Yeah.
So if you treat yourself a certain type of way, then that means you would treat other people that type of way as well. And then
Yeah.
by doing that, you represent yourself and the race as best as you possibly could. But it's like I said, it's people don't care because they look at you, and it's not the reason the problem is because not many of us.
Right.
That's why.
I personally don't agree with that. I don't think everybody puts everybody in the same category. Like, me personally, I wouldn't
Are you
just look at
black?
somebody and say you are the certain way because of your skin color. It's how
Are you black?
you are as a person that identifies you as your character, if that makes any sense. Like, it's how
Are you
you.
black?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Are you black?
Am I black?
Yeah.
No.
Well,
There you
I
go.
mean,
You don't even understand.
and that would be the difference. I mean, because and I don't mean this in no rude and ugly way. By you being on that side of the fence, you can't possibly say what you don't agree with it because we're basically telling you, hey, this is how they do treat us. This is how they come at us on a day to day basis. They don't look at one and make one better. They put all of us in a group, in a ball, and assume that we all like this. If you walk down the street, I don't care if you got on a nice suit. I'm gonna give you a prime example. I had on a suit, my brother's wedding, and this lady, this white tea lady, walked right past me in Walmart. She clutched her purse. And I looked at her like, "What, dang? I I didn't want nothing from you. I got on a suit." She didn't look at the suit. She looked at my skin color and assumed that I want to take something from her. You know what I'm
Sure.
saying? And then I've heard people in this on TikTok say the same thing. Would say this one thing, where the black community is this, this, this. So the group is all in the category. I don't even stay in the hood. Never had.
Uh-huh.
But they assume every black person stayed in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So they put us in a ball in a group like we all the same. Yeah, we all have different personalities. We all see things differently. Kev can be on the stage. He can be this way, but I guarantee you, one person come through, they're gonna assume, oh, he's racist.
But doesn't that fall back on us as well? Doesn't that perpetuate the same thing that we're out here still perpetuating still to this day? The accountability portion of it.
No,
We do
what
this.
he's
We
saying.
primarily do this to ourselves a lot of the times, and we do it to each
I was
other as
thinking
well.
about
Like
that
if I
too.
come on a panel, automatically I'm supposed to be loud as the rest of the black people on the panel in order to talk, and it's like, but that's not me. But
Hmm.
I'm different, so therefore I'm either palm color washed. I'm trying to, just like the gentleman said earlier, I'm trying to speak palm colored.
Hmm.
I'm supposed to have a bunch of baby daddies. I'm supposed to have been raised in the hood and all these other things. We do that, so therefore, when we have this audience, and just like the live that me and Kev was in earlier, when you have that audience, then we're giving permission for everybody else to do certain things, or because y'all are doing it, because you're comfortable saying this, because you're comfortable disrespecting your brother and sister. Okay, you gave me the green card to go ahead and go. We
Right.
keep doing it.
That's true.
All
I
right.
agree with that. I agree with that.
That coon stuff, now people got to be called coons. That's gonna be crazy, man. That's why I said we do it to our own selves. People do it to us.
Right.
We do it to other people too, because we automatically assume soon somebody watch it, we think they racist. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's perfect in this thing. That's all I'm
Oh
getting
no.
to. It's
I
just funny
completely,
to me. You know what I'm
I
saying? So
completely
this is literally part of life
sympathize.
though. We can't avoid it. All of us do it. Sometimes we unintentionally do it. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's what's been taught to us. Sometimes it's a defense mechanism sometimes, because if I do see a dude with a hoodie pulling up to me, I'm not about to think he about to hug me. I'm not about to take that chance, because I just said it too many times, especially other dudes. I'm not
Tattoo in
about
the
to. No,
face.
I'm good on that.
Imagine a world where, you know what I'm saying, like even using the C word, they call all us coons up there on that panel. Imagine if we
Man,
stop utilizing these words. Imagine if we stop allowing it to affect us. If we stop allowing it to affect us, just saying it ain't gonna matter. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? Just
But
saying it. Who are you saying it to? If we
Mm-hmm.
don't respond, we act like you're talking to the wind. We can quickly say, oh, yeah, we're affected by the B word. Okay, but it's what you answer to. So if I know I'm not the N word and I know I'm not a C word, then obviously you're not talking to me. If we all
Right.
operated like that, then who's going to do what? Because a person that's doing that is just being a bully.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you though, because they want you to be on their level. That's the thing. I notice that a lot too. They just want you to feel as bad as them, be a victim. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I said, if I teach the whole opposite on my life, I can't sit there and be selective on that and be like, you know what, you were right. And that's my thing. They kept trying to put things in my words in my mouth, talking about you making it seem like you're not awake that what we going through and all this stuff. Who said I don't know? Like
hey,
I told them I'm freaking 30 something years old. You don't think I know this by now? This junk is crazy, but this because I don't sound like you. I don't sound like I'm talking through hurt and all this other stuff, because I have a motivational mentality. That's a difference between a lot of people, right? Just because I got that, I got to sound like you and stuff and sound like I'm trapped. That make me not notice it. I know this. I've been knowing this for years, years and years. But the thing is, I know that all people been doing all this time was crying about it and ain't doing nothing about it. At least the people that was, like I said, at least the people that was actually living that lifestyle, they did something about it. They actually overcame it. But we so weak now. We getting weaker and weaker as the years go by. Keep crying about it, blaming everything else, and I mean, this junk is getting worse. But but I heard, I mean, I don't know if people believe in the word or not. It said it's gonna get real bad before it get good. So I believe that though. It's gonna get real bad, and you see this. We about to fight one another nowadays. But I'm gonna avoid situations like that because I'm not like that. It is what
Right.
it is. It exposed certain situations. I'm glad that's why I'm saying I'm glad that happened. It exposed to certain people. Because like it is a big mentality that come behind it. I never realized how deep that thing is, how deep that topic is, but it made me see a lot in people though. You know what I'm saying? I can't, if I'm big on unity, I can't have that type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you white
but
too, you
this is the
can't be
thing.
around us and stuff. That's creating more freaking, you know what I'm saying? We're never gonna get anywhere with that. Like I said, I told him, I said, what if Martin Luther King had that mentality then? He said, you can't march with us and all that stuff. No, he's seen potential. He's seen that it was a care. And this is what I'm going to do now, because the time is, dang, I'm past the time. So this about to get to my point. I'm going to ask the whole panel for the last question. How does skin determine your character? Please make it make sense.
It doesn't. It's a character as a person.
DJ and BK, could I go back on what you all just said to me earlier?
Oh, I knew that got to you.
Go ahead.
I know that you guys asked like what skin color I was, right?
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, like can you imagine being at default of being born a skin color that you didn't even choose to be born in?
Right.
Like I didn't choose, you didn't choose, none of us chose the skin color we were born in, and by default we are bad or we are good because of the skin color we were chosen.
Right.
And when you were saying what skin color am I? How do I not? I don't know. Like, I sympathize with what you say. Like, I understand. Like, you go into a grocery store and a white tea woman grabs her purse because she thinks that you're gonna snatch her purse up or something like that. When I came to the United States in 1999, it was around that time where the Twin Towers collapsed, and it was Muslims. Everybody hated Muslims or any part of Muslims or Islam. And they looked at me from a different country coming to the United States, and they egged our house. They told us to go back to our country. We don't belong in the United States. We need to go back there. Why didn't we die at the war that happened in my country? It was constant. It was constant stuff like that to us too. And I understand that I may not be a certain color, but I was also discriminated on because of the country that I came from, and it was because we were Muslim and we came to the United States.
Right. So
I,
what I was
I
really
think the
saying
only reason
was,
why they said that it wasn't really like a direct
yeah,
attack like that, and
yeah,
I knew you probably gonna take it offensive, but it was just they were just saying that was the reason why you probably wasn't gonna understand, because you did have a whole opposite talking point, and they just trying to, I guess, validate the reason why you saying what you're saying. That's all it is. But it wasn't really nothing to say to take it that you ain't go through nothing. That wasn't the whole point. It was just that what they were saying was that people do their labeling. You was like, no, people don't. You know what I'm saying? So it's obvious in your world you haven't seen that. That's what it sounded like. So it wasn't nothing against you. That's all it
yeah,
was.
yeah, because
We were just
we
telling you
live,
what we experienced. That's all.
yeah,
Yeah.
our own experiences, and we're not
We're
pointing
not trying
fingers.
to
Like
compare
we
traumas
are,
either. Like, cause I know
yeah,
everybody been through things, but I'm just saying in that, we just probably didn't agree with that because people
that,
do their labeling stuff. They will put you in a box, one box. That's what they do over
and
here.
that's
Yeah.
one thing you can't control. You cannot control people perception. You can create your own reality, of course, and that's the only thing you have no control over is how people perceive you. You can the way you carry yourself is fine, but if they perceive you a certain way, that it is what it is. So that's the only part I was saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard, but
I would never
like I said,
complain.
we take accountable for our actions. Some of us, not all. You know what I mean? And we gotta hold people to their be able to hold their self accountable. You know what I mean? We're not playing victim. Some are, not all. But you know what I mean? When one do it, then we all are playing victim. Because if we speak on something, we're playing victim. We're not playing victim. We're just speaking on it. You know what I mean? Because we,
Right.
we can't just keep like not talking about it or not saying anything about it because it's not going to go away. You know what I'm saying? So we got to bring it to the forefront because we're dead last in just about in every category almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's sad that we are dead last and then we don't have no way that we don't have a law for us saying that to protect us from anything. You know what I mean? If we do it for ourselves, if we go out here and unalive ourselves, or we can get life in prison. And you see stuff that's going on now, they unaliving us, they not getting no time. And it's sad that we can't all as a group see this
Oh yeah, we
as
see
a
it for
black
sure.
community. You know what I mean? We're gonna see
Hmm.
it eventually,
Yeah, we
but
all see it though.
we should have been seeing it. That we're fighting over a street that is not do not belong to us,
It's
a
crazy, isn't it?
Right.
color don't belong to us. We're fighting each other for something that we can say, you know what? Hey, you're different, I'm different. Move on. But we're sitting to alive and we just argue about nothing that don't make sense.
Facts.
Crazy.
Because we have all the rest of the abilities to not see us as disenfranchised people, really. And I don't mean to cut you off, BK. I want to
You
answer the
get
question so Kev can go to bed because Kev be tired, and Kev got a whole bedtime schedule that I need to create for myself. It- I'm not determined. No one's determined by the skin that they're in. The skin that you're in, like I said, is superficial. It's on the outside of your body. You should be determined based on your character and also your soul. But if somebody does determine based on the character, based on skin, then stay far away from that person. because they obviously don't have a mindset to be able to carry on the conversation any further. That's the only thing that they're concerned about, is something that you were born into, that you had no idea from birth that you was going to be born into, and didn't know the burdens that it carried or the burdens that it did not carry. So I look at all the disenfranchised people that they get up every morning, and whether they can move their arms or whether they can move their legs or cannot, or whether they're going through whatever they're going through, cancer, whatever the case may have you, they get up every morning and they're thankful for being able to use the abilities that they do have. And then you have us, that the only thing that we're complaining about primarily is things that we cannot control or change. You know, what about those
Yes.
disenfranchised people that cannot see and wish they could only see the color of their own skin, because they just want to see fingers and they just want to see skin in general,
Mm,
not just the color. You know what I'm saying? Or,
exactly.
you know, they want to
Can I
see the
say?
world. They want to know what grass looks like. Those people are not complaining. They also do not have a fight in these conversations. And to be honest with you, I'm happy that they don't. You know what I mean? So, oh, thank you, Kev. So, you
Man,
know,
I
I just
had I
wish.
had that joke. I'm on my last coins too. That's crazy, but that was some fire right there, and that's how I try
Yeah,
to look at it.
I
Like
will say one thing.
that was an optimistic way to look at things, right?
Hmm.
Me
Because it's
too.
like a lot of us we are going we arguing over things to where it's like, and we not appreciating the little things. You know what I'm saying? They're not going through the same stress we going through. It's even it's you said that joke perfect though. You said it. You most
Yeah.
definitely said that perfect
I'm
though. Some
I'm
people is
And I only
wishing to
absolutely.
say
be
that
in where we at. You know what I'm
I
saying?
say
Even
that, Kev,
hmm?
because this is anecdotal. For a whole year, I had to drink a smoothie. I didn't have the ability to be able to eat anymore. And then I started looking at
Mm,
things differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really started appreciating like little things, but it shouldn't have to take us to go through something that's catastrophic in order us to appreciate life for what it is. Some people, they only have their hearts. They only have their
right.
souls. You know what I'm saying? They don't have anything else. And those people are the happiest people in this world.
Right.
That's
We
why
just being
Caribbean
trapped into
people.
what they want us to be trapped in. That's the problem, man. We got to get out of there. We got to bypass
Kev
this
mentioned
situation.
you mentioned the Mexicans earlier, right?
Right.
And you meant they the reason why foreigners, and I'm not saying anything, but when the issue is like this, right? You come when they come here, they're like, we can play ball now, because in other countries they don't have the opportunity to play ball. But when they come here, it's like, oh shit, this is what y'all complaining about. This is easy. Like what? You got
That's so sad to make us
it's
look bad.
it's so it's
That's
not like about it's not about it's the thing. That's why I said the guys they can put the mic stuff in the microwave, because they trust each other, because they understand. Like, yo, this is us. This is not our land. We're not from here. When I'm around people from the Caribbean, Haitians, Jamaicans, or whatever, we get it. I see you, bro. You're here too, just like I am. We're not. So there's a bond created right away. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because we come from the same type of area. So we're not gonna come up here and lose our opportunity. Because this is an opportunity for us. I don't think most Black Americans see living here as an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's why they say privilege is to who have it, invisible to
yeah.
who have it.
Hmm.
So that's the only thing. If they start realizing like, yo, being American is fucking, especially get a passport. You can go
They
travel
don't,
anywhere
boy.
in the
They
world.
don't. People don't, and I feel you. People they don't see it though. Uh,
Yeah, that don't.
dog.
I my thing is this: if we go to, if we can all go to another country and see how they live, I believe that would change a lot of people's perspective,
Hmm.
how they treat each other, how they look at each other. You know what I'm
It
saying?
does. It does,
And,
because you
and
leave here and you're no longer you no longer connected to that skin, or being not connected to your skin, but being able to say, okay, I'm black, because you're not viewed as that.
and
I'm
only
sorry to cut
not
you off,
It's
only
so
BK. I'm
true
sorry.
because where I come from, we do not look at people or say like we don't say, oh, that black person over there. We say that Italian person, or we say the Russian person, or we say like somebody from Mitrovica or Pristina or something like that. We never say like the color of somebody's skin. We never ever say that. It's only in America that people say that here.
Yeah, it's because the stuff we got going on over here. That's the only reason why, though. Because
yeah,
the cops and
eh,
stuff, they not talking like that.
yeah.
But I can
I'm
understand
sorry,
on both ends,
BK.
though.
I
How
didn't
you
mean to
guys
cut
Just
doing?
you off. I'm
But I
sorry.
think
so
I
BK
just
wanted
got
to
real
finish because he
passionate
ain't
when
never
you
finished.
said that.
Hey, look, Jen, hey, you good. I mean, you just, whenever I finish, you pick it up and you make it even better. You know what I mean? For conversations. So,
Oh,
no,
thank
you
you.
good.
You're funny,
You know what
yo.
I'm saying? It's just the fact that I agree that we do need to leave this country because we done got so
Don't
comfortable.
say that too loud, because you're gonna get tore out the frame next. Don't say that.
No, don't say that. Just to travel, just to
Just say
travel.
go
Go and
visit.
travel
Yeah,
No,
go
somewhere for
How
like
travel.
you
a
guys?
couple
hey,
weeks.
You
hey,
sound
How you
like you're
guys
talking
doing?
to YT
hey,
points.
look, we can't keep coddling our own. You know what I mean? We need to get out of this country. We do need to get out of this comfort zone because we done got comfortable in this state. Because if you see other things, I believe that'll change a lot of people's mindsets about
Hey,
okay, I had it, I have it good, I had it good in America. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And now I got to go over here and I got to make a new life for myself. You know what I mean? And I go right back to what I said, been saying. I said it in even I said in another live. You know, if we read that Willie Lynch letter and get the total understanding of what this man did in 1776, and it still applies to this day, they will get out of their mindset. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like the word "in" ninja. I cannot stand that word, and I don't like the word "be." Because
that's a
that's
crazy.
something that's keeping us down. That's
I
a
feel you.
negative word that we had our ancestors had to deal with for almost 400 years plus. And now here we are, we using it as you know, greeting. No, I mean,
And then you
or
get mad when other, or but yeah,
yeah.
you.
And I
Let
tell,
me
I
let
tell
me just say
somebody,
one
I
thing.
say, how
This
can
is
you make it
beautiful.
right? How can you make that word right on one side and make it wrong on the other? Help me make sense.
Hypocrite.
How can a woman say be to another, but when a man said, oh, it's the way he said it?
Well, the
So
Don't
word
make
this
really
is
sense.
like
derived
crazy
from
thing.
looking for the emperor, and they were just too ignorant and they couldn't spell it, and they
Hmm.
also couldn't say it correctly. It's almost like how they call how you hear Grace's people call each other
Hmm.
pal or buddy, and they try to
Hmm.
use that as an insult, but they try to use the emperor's title as an insult
Hmm.
because once they got him, he went somewhere else. Nobody really knew where he went. You know what I'm saying? But that's who they was looking
Mm.
for, and that's who they was calling out to. So it's really somebody called me that, I laugh because I'm like, you calling me an emperor? Like, okay, an empress, okay. Like, you just don't know what it means,
Peace,
huh?
peace and
And
love,
it's
y'all.
crazy
How you
thing too,
doing?
right?
All right,
Now
for
that,
So
sure.
that
let me say this one thing before you go. Um, I think too when people move from another state to another state, they move from hood to hood. So the same mindset every hood they go to. So they think we all are the same people. You know what I'm saying? They never move from a
They
city
do.
to like a suburb area to see how other people live.
Hmm.
And they move from
Yep.
hood to hood,
That
and that's not. And then from California, it's because we all all the hood are the same, really. Shit, across the world,
that
all the hoods are the same.
It,
The hustle is the
and
same. You
we
try and get to the money.
Yep, and we have the ability to get Airbnbs. Get an Airbnb in a nice neighborhood. Go to Baltimore to the beautiful neighborhoods and sit in the
Yeah,
Airbnb for a month, and then watch how everybody operate. Just travel around the area, watch how people move. You know what I'm saying? Like when I got my first little Airbnb, I didn't know that everybody in that building, and I started renting from that building actually. Everybody in that building, they went to bed at 10 o'clock. There was a no noise at all rule for that building. You could actually get kicked out because of it. So we had to set up, when I started renting, we had to set up these little things that it can detect noise or whatever. And I would have to call guests and say, hey, you can't make that much noise, because those people had to get up and get in their little Range Rovers and get in whatever fancy car they had and go to whatever fancy job they was going to. And I was sitting there literally broke. Like I spent all my money to stay there because I wanted to escape the reality that I was living. Now I wasn't living in the hood, but I wasn't living where they was living at. So I wanted to escape. And when you set yourself around people with that type of mindset, it pushes you to go harder.
yeah.
It was something I
man,
was
what
about
a
to
great
say. Dang.
conversation. What a great conversation you guys are having. And I just want to add on to what BK said. Thank you, Kev, for having me, first of all. I want to add on to what BK said that I'm from Africa, right? And I I I I am deeply into the black community here than anything else. And one of the things I've noticed that most of the black Americans that I'm friends with, that have traveled outside of America, you know, and not just go to vacation spots, but actually go to countries where they spend time with the natives, spend time with the people over there. That mindset change.
Hey, you ain't gotta let us know you black, man. We hear you. I see you got the picture up and showing your hands and stuff. You good?
No,
Distinct
Let me
voice,
let him
buddy.
know I'm black before I talk about this
but
stuff.
but
Black
Well,
no
black
some
no
of the
but
distinct.
lives
but
they be kicking you out if you don't show
yeah,
your
they be
face
kicking
and
me
Yeah,
out,
stuff.
you
so
right.
I
That
gotta put my
junk,
picture up there.
that junk crazy, bro.
Yeah, I gotta put my picture up there.
This ain't that live. You ain't gotta worry about it.
It's wild, but
Almost
yeah,
kicked myself.
I agree with that, and also someone said that when people move, they move to another hood from one, from one hood to another. And most times when black people live in a suburb, people in the hood see black people living in the suburb as strange. Like you always try to act white, you try to do this, you try to do that. So the one identity, and the black identity is to the people that live in the hood, and that mindset, I don't think it's helpful. I think it's actually hurtful because I think people need to experience other things. That my sister said, right? She spend time inside the community to see how people live so she can understand the other side of things because most people just know one side of the quote unquote black experience where, live in the hood or some people they go to college and you start to speak well and they say you try to act white and all these shenanigans, man. It's like, you know, um, people try to advance. I think we need to get out of the mindset where we get advanced to see other things, right? We definitely, I encourage every single black Americans go to other countries and experience people. I guarantee you, your mindset will change. Will definitely change. Not change for the worse, but you'll try to understand how the world operates, how life is outside, right? We can spend time going to other vacation spots, but we really need to spend time with other people, especially countries, people that look like us, so we can see you know, how things are and have a better mindset. I'm not saying what the mindset we have is messed up, but what I'm saying is, like BK said, right? People are so comfortable in this environment. They already know, right? They don't branch out into other things, and and there's some people that doesn't look at us, look quote unquote black, but also want to support the community and is down for the cause of the community. But the minute those people, like many people, sometimes open my mouth just from my accent, they want to shut me down immediately without me even making a full sentence. And I'm like, yo, bro, hello. I'm actually down for the community. But you don't want to give me a chance to even speak for you to know what I'm for. And I had a conversation with BK the last time, and we came to a great conclusion. I'm actually putting things together where I'm looking for help from people that we can actually put things together like a law that will
That
actually
10 minute show.
protect the community, that actually protect the community, not just social. How you got it? Civil rights. Civil rights. It just tell us how we can work together and live together amongst other people. We're talking about right that will protect us. That the right to get the Asian community within an actual right that nobody, not the LGBT, not the white, all the other groups or subgroups, but just a law to protect the black community. Because when we finally get approved for reparation, we can be protected under that law. That makes sense.
Oh,
Can I
yeah.
can I just I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shut up for good because I know you ain't got a few minutes. Um, so I was watching something, right, and it was, I don't know which country in Africa it was, but they were feeding each other. I always watch this little it's the travel channel, but it's about food, and I love watching food when I'm eating food. And they
Hmm.
literally took the food and they was feeding each other. They fed their neighbor, and I thought that was the most beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't even have plates over here and say, hey, you know what I'm saying? We be, don't dig in my plate. Now we got that gender war. If she dig in your plate, and I'm sitting there watching this woman feeding this man with her hands a scoop of the food. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Just because that to me that was love. It was like I want to feed you and I want to feed me too. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about all the things that's within, what I'm saying, outside of our bubble. We're not even talking about what's inside of it, like the colorism issues and things of that nature. We gotta start home first, with self,
Thanks.
and then branch out to the neighbor.
That's
Hey, since
that's
I'm on the streak now, man, I see, because I was talking about religion yesterday. Today I'm talking about race. Tomorrow I'm about to talk about I guess I haven't been thinking about that. The emotional people. I'm like, I got a topic about that now. I
Ooh.
might as well go heavy all this week, I guess. You know what I'm
Emotional
saying? So
intelligence.
we gonna get on somewhere.
Are you built for that conversation?
Most definitely, I am. I'm built for all this.
Emotional
If I was built for
intelligence.
this the biggest one. Shoot, I think it's bigger than the religion one.
I ain't never
Because
seen
it's
Kev
gonna
so
determine. Because
turned
I know
up.
I'm gonna lose friends. I know I'm gonna gain friends. But I'm gonna talk. I gotta speak my truth for how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I'm not faking. Like I said, I'm not on this app to make no friends. That's not what I'm doing. I'm really to push a certain message to get our way of thinking a different way. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
I'm big on trying to think positive. I'm big on trying to look at things in a positive type way. I say the same thing, right? But I meant to
Yeah.
say optimistic, be optimistic. So you know that's the same thing. But it's
Good.
just. I feel like that's the only way we can help one another and stuff. And this that I feel like that's really getting pushed. Just like they try to say that we never fought and all that stuff, but it's like I never seen positivity get pushed either. We soon as somebody throws us off our track, now we want to make an excuse why we can't continue to be positive. Like this, that's the whole point of this saying that you can't fight fire with fire and think that the fire gonna go out. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to be the bigger person. That's even with one another. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even just the race thing, but with one another. Nobody don't know how to be the bigger person. Nobody know how to humble themselves. All of us want to think we the strongest. We do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we're
Mm-hmm.
not getting anywhere with it. We destroying one another with the same mentality. It's
Well,
like I proved
Yeah.
my point in that, and I guess I do got to vent about this live then because I guess it never got to me. But like I proved my point that we can't get along with one another. As soon as a disagreement comes out, and all of a sudden we call each other out our names, and all of a sudden we want to look, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff, and that's the reason why unity would never work. You know what I'm saying? The same people that want to yell about this stuff, but as soon as you don't think the same way they think, and then you know what I'm saying? So we'll stop with this fake stuff. I hate this fake BS. People don't even know what accountability is. We can't have unity. We can't even have accountability. What the heck?
facts.
hmm
But
Those are great. Those are great conversations that need to be had. But
I agree.
like the emotional aspect, a lot of people are emotional right now. A lot of
The thing
people
that's
is
what it
too,
are
is.
emotional,
And the
Yeah.
more
they
you
and
get
never
because
yours
of
have
in check,
that,
you're gonna see that the more of other people's not. It's crazy. That's how
most
that's how
people.
you know when somebody put in. That's why I say I
Mm-hmm.
put in this work. I can see the hurt, man. It'd be crazy, and it'd be
Most
like I
people.
don't be trying to trigger people, but people get triggered because a lot of people are hiding things within themselves and
Exactly.
in denial. They living in denial. They don't want to own it up. You know what I'm saying? But I'm done dealing with that situation. I'm gonna speak my mind no matter what. It is what it is.
You
You
That's
see,
know, I'm
what I
tired
most
of this. I'm tired.
most people cannot see 6 months ahead or a year ahead of time.
I
So
disparage.
they're so stuck into their mind of now. The stress they're going through, the problem they have, they cannot see a year from now where they can say, okay, if I change my life, change my mindset, I can get what I want a year from now. You know what I'm
But they
saying? So
don't
they
know how
so
to. I can understand that too. I'm gonna give them grace on that because some people just
yeah,
don't know how to.
they don't know how. So they're stuck in their mindset. So they're just very emotional. They cannot take accountability. And that's the first step. You have to take accountability for whatever you want or
No,
yeah.
whatever you're
first
going
step
through.
is you got to be aware. You got to be aware first.
Got to. Got
You
to
gotta
be
be
aware.
aware and then be accountable. Because
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, because a
just listen
lot of
for a
people,
minute.
like
Like
people know, but they're not aware. It's a big difference. People don't know the difference between knowing and being aware. That's two different things.
What
Knowing is talking about
people
it for years, years, and years. I know I got this. I know I got that. But if you're aware of how this is affecting you, that's when you make the change.
that's it. They're out here. They're listening to respond and not listen to understand. You know what I
You're
mean?
supposed to say
You
that
see
one
a
first.
lot of that on TikTok. You know what I mean? Everybody is a philosopher. Everybody went to 10 years of college and they become they got a
And
doctorate.
a
So you know
therapist.
what I mean? Yeah, everybody's a therapist.
I got a
So but
PhD.
ain't
making
nobody
50K a
willing to
month.
say, you know what, if I don't know something, it's not nothing wrong with saying I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
But everybody got their own theory, their own thing in their mind. Oh, this right here, do this right here. But you know what? If it's not gonna help the whole, it ain't gonna, if it ain't help when in your situation, why is it gonna help in everybody else's situation? And that's the way I look at it. I don't
That's what I
talk
just heard
about
this morning.
something that I haven't done for myself. If I haven't went to therapy, I can't speak on it. If I haven't, you know what I'm saying, do myself accountable work, then I can't tell nobody else to hold them accountable for it. So if I haven't dealt with my emotions, how can I say somebody else to deal with their emotions? It's just
Right.
I mean, people who just don't look at themselves first. In order to change it, let's look at myself. I can't say, well, dad, if I step back out of the hood for a minute, I can see everything that's going on in the hood. If I'm in it, I can't tell you what's going on because I'm
Yeah.
in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's very important for all of us to just step out of the country for a minute, step out of the town,
Something,
you know,
please,
something.
something.
You know what I mean? And then you come back, you just see it. I understand why a lot of the NBA players, football players, um, all the other people leave out of the hood, and then they look back, they be like, "Dang, I can't believe I made it through that." You know what I'm saying? Because they
Hmm.
Yep.
see it now, they see the light. You know what I mean? But if they don't, they would never get it. That's why a lot of people are unaliving behind a block, a color, or situation.
Shit,
A
even
lot
just get
of
a
people.
passport. Even just
Do
go
I?
get the passport. Just go through that process of getting the passport. It teaches you how to
Yeah.
go through processes of things. Things doesn't just happen to you. You got to make things happen. Go take the
Yeah.
picture. Go sit down in the passport office and and go through the process and actually receive the passport. That's an accomplishment
A
because
lot
now
of
But
you
they some of them want a passport just for kitty cat. I mean, they don't even have an idea. I want to eat different food. I want to learn a
Yeah.
different
If
language.
we,
I want to go
Have
over
a
there
different way of
Americanize and
thinking.
get a
Right.
kitty cat.
yeah,
Like,
but
if,
that's a
if,
start, right?
if we gonna if we go
But that's a
overseas for
start.
that, if we
At
go
least get
overseas
that.
for that, and that's a problem because I mean you can find every single nationality here in America. You can easily find a Japanese woman right here in America. If that's all you're going overseas for. But if you're going overseas to experience life in a different way, and get to know people and the culture, and the food and the music and all that good stuff. Then you go, you're making a great decision. But if you just go in there to get laid, bro, nah, you need to stay your ass over here. Sorry for
right.
the
Right.
French.
So cause I gotta close in a minute soon, cause I'm pushing it. Cause I went past the hour anyway, just because it got so. No B shit. Then I'm gonna let AJ close us out.
But
No B shit. My bad. No Biashi. Unless she walked away. Did she walk away? Well, I guess she won't be here. But AJ, go
I
ahead,
don't
close
know.
us
She
out.
giving leg. I don't know.
Oh no, I just wanted to come up here and just be like, I don't know. When it comes to people being emotional, right? Like I used to be like, I don't know why people just can't get through it. And I'm starting to notice kind of like a trend a little bit, right? Where it's not necessarily that people aren't aware of what the issue is or they're not quote unquote trying to get help for it. It's a lot of the time I just feel like a lot of people just don't want to change because if you're sitting on TikTok and you're miserable crying about everything, people like your video, right? So you're getting the dopamine high from that, right? You're getting the following, you're getting the panderers and everything else. And some people really just need to admit that that's just what you're addicted to.
Right.
That's the reason why, like, I asked that question before the question I put in the chat. Like, I'm wondering how much hurt are people really carrying around as much as it's just now other people telling you that you need to be heard about a situation. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? How much is that influential and not necessarily like you as a person? But that's just me. Um, I mean, I can close this out like we did last time, but I ain't gonna do another mic drop. I
Oh,
got my
please
little
don't.
video that
That
that was
was funny.
hilarious.
That was funny
Yeah.
though.
But yeah, you're gonna be on. That's what you're talking about tomorrow, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm talking about emotional. Yeah, we on that tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and go on a hot streak because religion was yesterday, racism today,
All right.
emotional.
I'm gonna
So
get
we
my
about
little
to.
questions together
I'm
and then
about to
I'll see you
cut a
tomorrow.
lot of my peoples that I think is my people. I'm gonna see who really ride with me. So it is what it is. Like I said, I'm not on here to make friends.
I
I'm
just
not.
say,
Stop
I'm a
I
saying
just
snap
you
say,
I'm
losing
tomorrow.
here to help
friends.
I'm
people.
a
I
Huh?
just
You
say
snap.
ain't
this.
losing no friends. You losing leaves off your tree. That
Let,
ain't no
let,
That
friends. It's
Okay.
that
called.
part.
Okay. I like how you
Kev, let me say
talking,
this
man.
real
I
quick.
need that. I need
Kev, let me say
Hey,
this real quick. When they start beating you up, don't call me, bro.
Yeah, I just lost a friend already. He ain't trying to take my back. So no, I'm talking to
hey, you're not gonna lose your real friends, man. You just losing the dead weight that needs to be coming off. That's all that
Yeah,
is. You know what I'm
That's it.
saying?
yeah.
Because
That's it.
the ones that show up for you, man, in your lives, and I say this, with wholeheartedly, man, you have some good lives. You have some good, very good points, and a lot of people can't take those points because they haven't did the work for themselves to see themselves. So when you come with certain things, people don't see it. They only hear, and I say this, and I told you this, I told you anybody. They're here to respond and not listen to understand. So
Yeah.
a lot of time they get triggered by it. So that tells you that they haven't worked on themselves at all.
Facts.
You know what I mean? They want to go off emotions. They want to go off feelings. They don't go off facts sometimes, and they don't go off their feelings sometimes. If that makes sense.
That make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I
Kev,
need to save that part. I need you to hold that in, and then when tomorrow come, re-say it again like you never said it before.
so
But
Kev,
it is
Hey,
gonna work
this
with that
this
I'm
all I'm gonna
old
emotional
school too,
say.
thing.
BK.
This all I'm gonna say, and then I'm gonna drop. Kev, I want you to imagine I'm smacking that little patch on your head real quick.
Oh Lord.
Stop giving your energy to seasonal people. I know.
Facts. And you
Nah,
smacked it a little
that's
too
true.
hard. That hurt, man. I'm emotional now.
That's true, man. I mean, you can't. You only give your energy to that, as you always say. You said this before when I first came into the live. You said iron sharpens iron. You cannot sharpen iron with a dull damn knife.
Ooh, okay. He the mic dropper this time. Okay, my bad.
All right,
You know what I
Kev,
mean?
I got to bounce,
He
man.
got
But
it. He
peace
got
out
That's
it.
to
facts
y'all.
too. I wish I would have thought about that earlier, but no, look, like I said, I hold myself accountable. I knew what I was getting to, but I still wanted to see something though. So yeah, it obviously got to me because I'm still talking about that same laugh from before. But hey, you
I,
know,
I, I got to run, bro.
it let
Hey,
me, it
Pepper,
free
exposed a
thought.
lot of
Free
people I
thought.
thought that was on the, and I like to see that stuff too because like I seen a lot of, and I watched that chat. I watched the chat that was talking junk about me. I watched all that stuff, and I'm like, okay, that's how it is. And I'm actually happy. Like I said, I was so happy when I
Okay.
seen, and I was
What
hoping
really happened?
didn't want to lose them because I know they some powerful speakers. I like Jane and I like Humble, even though Humble be on that talking stuff sometimes, but I was shocked. Like he was actually the first one that broke out of it. It was like, I don't care if I get judged or not. He spoke his mind. I mean, it is what it is. That's why I'm like, okay. And then Jane was next. I was like, you know what? I got to come up there now. And I said, because I was in a chat tearing them, not tearing them up, but I was in a chat and I knew that I was getting to them though. I was like, man, I could tell, man. But like I said, I'm not about to. It's not. I'm not the type to bash nobody. I even told him if he wanted to come this way, I'm not. I don't have nothing against people. The people that think like that, right? Because I was all love. I want to spread love, but it's obvious that people don't want that. People love staying. I guess I gotta say it's just a victim mentality. It is what it is. I gotta just call it. That's what it is. People
Yeah.
just love doing that because it must be some type of benefits behind it or something. I don't know what it is though, but it's doing nothing but hurting us, man. But all I can do, like I said, I'm full of it. I got to keep telling myself that I can't save everybody. That just is what it is. I can't.
Nope.
I
You
gotta
can't.
keep reminding myself that, and I be hurting myself because I be hurt for other people. But I know I can't save everybody.
That's
So,
true.
I just got to keep that in my mind though, because it's a lot of people, and like I said, that's what made me think, and I got to keep my foot strong on it. I knew what my purpose was on here to do. I'm like I said, I'm not. That wasn't my main thing to make friends, and that's the thing. I be trying to hold my tongue on different things. I shouldn't talk about this, but I mean, I can't. I
But
can't. I got to talk about everything. Yeah,
yeah,
only
but
the
come back
strong gonna
to
survive. That's what I'm a firm, and I'm gonna stick with that. Only the strong, and then when I be strong, it's the healed. Is the one that's
Right.
gonna survive. It is what
but
it
come back
is.
to what you said earlier a couple of days ago when talking about enabling. If you're not speaking the truth, then you're enabling their behavior. So
Facts.
if
Facts.
you hold the stuff back that you're supposed to be saying, then you're pretty much enabling them. So fuck it. I'm sorry,
Facts.
but
Mm-hmm.
just screw it. Just what I mean, speak the truth, and they
Facts.
either accept it or they don't. You can't control that part of it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to say
That's
my
true.
final words, Kev.
What you got?
You do great lives. You are amazing. What you speak of is amazing. You have your own mindset. You stand 10 toes down on it. And you're not losing friends once again. It's leaves on a tree. Every season comes around, and we're in fall right now, so let them fall down. And remember,
Mm.
Kev, Bentley ain't
Mm.
never had no commercial.
Mm.
And Bentley don't need no more than 5 people to make over $1 million. So
Huh?
all the
Facts.
people with the high numbers, it really don't matter because it's always quality over quantity. Good night,
Mm.
Facts.
y'all.
Mm. That's where the
Preach.
drop.
Preach.
When you
Preach.
think about it, you don't have that drama like they do.
Blue ocean strategy,
Ooh,
buddy. That's the
and
blue
she
ocean
dropped the mic
strategy.
too. Ooh.
Drop the
That's
mic.
the always talk about the blue ocean
Y'all
strategy.
need to
When it
stop
comes
it,
to
man. Y'all in here doing too much, man.
all
Where's
right, bro,
all
I'll let you go.
these wisdom words coming out of nowhere? Y'all catch me off guard. That's a whole nother side. Should I maybe gotta talk about this again? So I'm talking to but yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Like I said. And that's why I made that one. It's this one video, man. It's like I got people that been knowing me for, and like I said, I've been doing this live stuff for like at least a year, a little bit over now. And I'm like, if you kicking it with me and you don't still know me by now, it shows me that you didn't care nothing about what I was saying. And like I
Right.
said, I realize there's people that's in here that just want me to change for them. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that I'm stubborn. I'm never going to change on certain things, but I'm not about to change for the negative. I'm not gonna change to be in my feelings more. I'm not. That's like different things. I'm not about to change for it because I know that it's stuff just not gonna. It's not gonna help us push forward. We need
Right.
somebody that can move that know how to stand, that know how to control their emotions, that know how to stand firm, and practice what you preach. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be like that. I can't be like everybody. I just can't do that. And
That's
it is people that just come in here just trying to wait and try to put their input to see if I'm gonna mold to them. But I stand like it is. I guess it is some stuff. And like we was talking about this one live before, it is some stuff I'm gonna stand and put my 10 toes on because like I'm done. Like I said, when it comes to excuses, I'm always gonna be against that. I'm tired of excuses. I'm
right.
tired of the negative talk. I'm tired of all this stuff. So I'm gonna always be against that. So call me stubborn or whatever. It is what it is. Some stuff we got to be stubborn in our life on.
Yep.
Ego, whatever we want to call it. I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't stand for something, then what the heck? You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? I can't bend at everything. I can't.
That's it. If you don't stand for something, you fall for anything.
Uh, uh,
And I believe that wholeheartedly right there. That's something that I believe, you know what I mean? If I stand for something, you know what I mean, that means I ain't gonna fall for anything. And everything,
facts.
you know what I mean? So we just gotta, keep trucking, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Even though you might have 6 people in the live or 3 people in the live, it don't even matter. You still getting your message out, whether, the ones that want to hear it, they'll stand and listen to it.
Yeah. And it's
You know what I
going
mean?
on YouTube, all this stuff. It's not going to waste all the way. People gonna see my stuff still. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. I post stuff every day, so I'm gonna get down there, and I have been reaching people. I actually have people. That's how I found T. Chantel. She found me through my content. You know what I'm saying? So I
You
got
do.
faith. You know what I'm saying? I got faith, man. As long as I can reach people, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And try to change if we can change something about the world. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it's people that's not far left. It's some people that actually want to, figure a way. You know what I'm saying? They want to figure a way. They want to help themselves. It ain't got to be the same way I help myself, but as long as you helping yourself, that's all that really matter.
Right.
That's all that that's all that count.
That's it.
But yeah, I can do this, man. But yeah, I gotta discipline myself, even though I'm an hour over. But I've been going to bed super early all this other time. But I gotta focus on that. But I
Tomorrow's
appreciate all
Friday
y'all,
anyway.
man.
Tomorrow Friday anyway.
Tomorrow Friday, yup.
But yeah, man, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. You know what I mean? You you
Yeah.
you already know you got people that support you. You know what I mean? And that's all that matters at the end of the day. If you can have,
Mm-hmm.
you got 5 people, you got a lot. You got a lot of people. If you only have 5, that's enough because
My
you
feet.
know the one's gonna hold you accountable, and we're gonna have each other back regardless at the end of the day.
For sure. For sure. For sure. Right.
Accountability is the game.
And I'm glad I came in this live. You know what I mean? When I did, you know what I mean? If I
Hey,
came in a year ago, I probably wouldn't even be, a year ago, I probably wouldn't even be, ready to accept it. But, there's some things I had to work on. You know what I
you be
mean?
triggered. So, hey, Nico, you
Oh,
be
Facts.
triggered if he was a year ago. You be triggered.
oh yeah. Well, of course. You know what I mean?
I think I seen you before though. I might have caught. I swear I've seen you before though.
Yeah.
Because I'm not. I'm good on names though. But even Jane, it's crazy because I feel like when I met y'all a long time ago, right?
Uh-huh.
I feel like I caught y'all on some bad days too, because I did have like both of y'all, because I think I caught Jane cussing somebody. I was like, what the, you know what I'm saying? I can't see that. I caught BK. I think I caught you on something too. Cause I'm like I said, I don't forget names, but it then all of a sudden it's crazy because it's like the whole opposite. You know what I'm saying? It's like as soon as I met y'all, we all like on the same, you know what I'm saying, same type of mentality and stuff. So it's like I feel like it's crazy though. But I know for sure I'm good at names. I know I've seen you before Gigi had invited you in here. I seen Jane
Hmm.
before I met her through this one chick that I don't even want to talk about her though, but I seen her before too though. So it's wild, man. Just look at God. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah,
gonna give it to him. You know what I'm
that's
saying?
why I changed my name. So
I
that's
remember
why I
Baby
said,
Kevin. That's what I say. I remember Baby Kevin Hart for sure.
yeah. And
Oh, that's what
then
it means. That's what.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
yeah,
Okay.
you know
Yep.
what I
Okay.
mean? So I think I was
Baby
in
Kevin Hart.
somebody live. I can't remember who live it
That's
was.
up.
And
Mhm.
you had to shoot through it. I was like, Dad, there's another kid. And then matter of fact,
Y'all are
it
funny.
was in I seen you in God, what's her name? Just your like your
Can
say
I?
I'll say your aunt Kana.
Oh,
Yep. It was cause one time it was Kana
that's
Jumble.
before Gigi invited you in here.
Yep. It was
Mm.
Kana Jumble. Um
Oh
um
my.
what's my man name? Black Jesus.
You wasn't in the box, was you?
Uh I was
Okay.
just in the
Okay.
comments.
So you seen me at another time. I seen you when you was in a box before. I think
Yeah,
I seen you in a box before. Yeah.
yeah. I think it was it probably it I can't remember who it was, who box I was in. But it's a minute though. It's been a minute.
It's been a
So
minute, right? That's why I said it had to been a while ago because a lot of people have. And that's why I said a lot of people changed from when I first seen them and stuff.
yeah, 'cause I totally told you. I ain't gonna lie to nobody. I had to work. You know, when I was in that box, I was triggered. So you know what I mean. I was like, "Damn." And I was like, what in the world?
I
So
love
when
it, man. When we honest with ourselves, man. That's how we
hey,
need to be, man. Because if
cause
we honest with ourselves, we ain't gonna change anything, man.
right,
I love it,
because I think
man. We got to.
she sent me the clip of myself. When I heard myself, I'm like, oh hell no. And right then and there, I said, you know what? Let me take a break. Let me take a break.
Mhm.
I said because I got to work. It's something that I need to work on. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And when she sent me that key part, she said, well, you need to work on this right here. And I was just like, I'll try to be right. I had to be right. I had to say this. I had to get the last word. Now I just listen. I rather listen to understand than listen to respond a lot of times. A lot of people say, oh,
mhm.
Dad, you quiet. No, I'm just listening. I want to
Yep.
understand what people be saying. So then I don't sit here and try to make, you know what I mean? Some people can make an ass of themselves by not listening.
Yeah,
I want to
yes, they
listen
do.
instead of making an ass of myself. Because you sound stupid when you say stuff sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to tell myself. I had to tell
Like
myself something.
that dude earlier talk about people make they charge black people more. I'm like, what? How you gonna
They
charge
do.
They
black people more in
they
the country?
what?
So much options out here to buy things from. How you gonna charge black people more to do something? That was so crazy. I was like,
Oh, they do. They do.
yeah, they do.
It's called redlining. It's called redlining.
Mm.
Like what? How they charge us more for?
If you ever do a study or just matter of fact, you ain't got to do a study. Go on and watch and look at redlining.
Yeah, but
Redlining,
like
they
what part?
always charge us more for the whenever they do what they call it shoot, I can't think of the name of it, but yeah, they charge us more because of the area that you're in and the color of your skin.
I can see that. I mean, I can see depending on the area though,
Like what
but
though?
I think if they get caught, it's a wrap though. But yeah,
Like
I
what?
can't see that being worldwide though.
Yeah, it's
Because
worldwide.
some of
It's
that
everywhere.
stuff is because they even that's like the same thing we be saying that women get paid less than us type situation. I just feel like when stuff is out of the
That's
law,
not
that's a
true.
wrap. Or if it get caught, like stuff like that should be like reported, and I should
Because
that should be on the news a long time ago. Stuff like that.
if you
When
go
they,
to a
they have,
tourist area, they charge more. You know, go to a tourist area, they charge more in a tourist area because you're a tourist.
mhm.
If you go from the hood, they don't charge as much because so I don't know. I don't think that's true.
I
Everywhere
think
you
like
go
this.
to, of the prices are set to the
You about to make the topic juicy before I get
Yeah,
off.
let me tell you this real quick. Let me show you how this is how I found out they charge us more. I'm in a little. I'm not in the hood. I ain't nowhere near the hood. The way I live at, I live in, but you know, it's mixture. My light bill is twice as much as someone living out in the country part. Like my light bill runs me anywhere from the wintertime from $250, wintertime almost $700. And there's no way that my light bill go from from two something to almost $400. There's
Do you
no
have
way.
baseboard heat or do you have
Huh?
central heat? Do you have baseboard heat or you have central heat?
No, I have central air. I got gas.
Mm,
You know
Well,
what I
no, you
mean?
gotta look into that because it just it can't be possibly be legal. You know what I'm saying? Especially from a company like that big. So if
Mhm.
you sold the house tomorrow, the person would buy the house with pay cheaper likely because it might be a different skin color.
Oh, you gonna pay more only because of like the city that I live in. They don't have their own power grid. So what they're doing, they got their power grid from another company. So they're paying that they're paying for the power grid that the company that owns it. So they're paying them, and plus they're charging us for the light bill. Say just last month, but this month, my light bill is $275. When it get cold, my light bill goes up.
But that's everywhere though.
mm. Yeah, they be doing. I be feeling like they be doing that to me though. Like, why my
Mhm.
bill so high?
It,
But
but it goes everywhere though. So I mean, we can talk about this tomorrow or whatever. But I
yeah,
just can't
please,
I
because y'all
can't
about to go,
accept that.
but
Yeah,
back and forth.
Okay, we
I
definitely
disagree
talk
from
about
I
BK, but
just wanted to
this
throw this
disagreement.
too though, like because we was talking about that healing thing, right? Somebody, and that's why I said that's why I be talking about everything just to see, because people be swearing they heal, but they not.
they're not.
I'm not gonna say no names, but it was a chick that came in my room. She like, yeah, I remember last time, last year I was just, I wasn't all the way healed, and when I talked to you and all this stuff was like, yeah, but I did some time, so she had good talking points and stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, cause yeah, you was on my head. Like I couldn't say anything, right? So maybe it was like 6 months later or something like that. She came back to my room. She's like, hey, okay, we on the same thing, accountability, all this stuff. As soon as I brought up Kevin Samuels, that
Oh,
unlocked a whole nother thing. She unfriend me and everything. I'm like, wow. So people
You
be
trigger her.
fake healed around.
yeah, bro.
We need to heal in every area. People need realize we need to heal in all areas, even if like it gotta even this right. Healing is where you can even agree to disagree. Sometimes it is what it is. We all don't think the same. People gonna talk how
Exactly.
they gonna talk. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But it shouldn't be so bad to where I can't be your friend anymore because you're talking about this. So I'm gonna label you this whole thing. So are you really healed? You know what
Right,
I'm
See, that's the
saying?
thing, Kev. You cannot fake heal. Certain things you can't
You
fake in
can't.
life.
You can't.
And perfect example, they trigger so much they can't be a friend.
right,
Why? What the
You're not even close to
I
being
was gonna
healed.
make a
Like,
topic about that too, though. We was never friends from the beginning. If you gotta follow me because of a disagreement, I
right.
was a topic I was gonna make on there too, though. I just never took the time to do. I made that topic a long time ago. But
yeah.
all right, y'all, man.
All
Yeah,
right, bro.
Sure.
you gotta go. You gotta go.
Yeah, man.
I'll,
I really appreciate y'all, man. But I catch y'all though.
All right,
of
bro.
course, I'll let you tomorrow.
Oh yeah, man.
Later.